Okay, so when you guys start rolling, it'll be, you'll do 2 pace laps. So you'll do the pace lap that you're on right now, 1 more pace lap, and then you'll go green. Before you guys once you guys start pacing, give the car in front of you just a very slight touch. Make sure that you have collisions. But from here on out, Rewar, this is your show. So you gents have a great race, and I'm going to start broadcasting. You guys may start rolling 80 miles an hour where I gridded you. Have fun, nerd. Hello and welcome to the FRC Indianapolis 500 live on Twitch. My name is Xr Frxsty, and we're looking forward to putting on a great show for all of you today. Looking here, we've got a full field of drivers ready to grid up for the 200 laps at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Brickyard, here on the FRC network. So we're going to take a quick moment to bring you through the field as the drivers pace on by. So how about it for Ty in his machine on the bottom lane? He's on pole tonight. Let's see if I can get to a little bit of a better camera. Or maybe go to the roof. Helicopter cam. Ty's going to be on pole tonight. Blue Streak second. Cameron third for that opening row. After that, it'll be C Moneylax in... where did C Moneylax go? There we go. C Moneylax. Followed by JJ Reds and Sniper Hyper. Following them, Medski, Razor, and NFSMW Legend. Then it is Toaster Lord, Kinga, and Nick's Designs. Following those guys, we have ourselves, sorry, I'm just taking a second here to fix it. We have Reward, Sloth, and Druss. Again, they're going to do 1 more pace lap here. After them, they have NC Boy, Jake, and Cherry. JBTC alongside Two Stone and Good Wrench. And then finally, Camo and Cosmos. Getting ready for the start of the FRC Indianapolis 500. This is the first time we've ever done it. 200 laps. It's going to be a fun one, but it is going to be a long race. I appreciate everybody being here for tonight's Twitch stream, and we're going to have ourselves a good race here tonight. Something that we have not seen really on Forza Motorsport before up to this point is IndyCar. They added them earlier this month, and now we're looking forward to putting on our first ever league race with them. Now you see, this race is different than anything else that we've ever done. You can see the field 3x3 formation. I'm going to go green at the start-finish line. These guys are racing for $25 cash prize for the race winner tonight. And we're looking forward to putting on a show. So you'll see here, we will, oh, that's cool. There will be our kind of view of the start of the race. The start-finish line, I would say that there's a person waving the flag, but there's not, so we'll say that I'm waving it. But yeah, looking forward to putting on a great show. 23 drivers all gridded up together. Cautions come out tonight for 3+ car incidents together or a DNF. So here they come off of turn number 4. The 3 drivers on the front row, their names, Ty, Blue Streak, and Cameron. Followed by Moneylax, JJ Reds, and Sniper. And the entire grid of 23 getting ready to take the green flag for the Indianapolis 500. 3x3 throughout the field. When they see the yard of bricks, the green flag will be in the air. Here we go for the first time ever. We are green, green, green for the Indianapolis 500. Into turn 1 they go. Ty gets a great launch, clear from the car behind, but look at Cameron, he'll go to the outside. Through 1 they go for the opening lap. And down the back straightaway, the question is who is going to lead lap number 1? Look at the field fan out. Through and through down the back straightaway, King Cameron and Ty side by side for the race lead. C Moneylax in third. He has pressure from Blue Streak. Contact made. Over to C Moneylax. We'll see who leads that opening lap of the race. It'll be King Cameron making history here in the FRC. You see, 200 laps is a very long race. You can't win it on the first lap, but you can win it on the last. Because I forgot to mention that the checkered flag is the start of 200. Start of 200. Now here they go. Check it out here, the racing between these three on the opening lap of the race. That is King Cameron in the 26 machine, holding on to the race lead over Ty. See Money Laxton. Look at Blue Streak making a move. Diving into turn number 1, trying to take away not just third, but the second position. He will. And now take a look here. He's looking for the race lead. Blue Streak all over the tail end. Will he make a move down the back straightaway, right in the toe of the number 26 ride? Now he goes to the outside lane. Into turn number 3, will we see our first lead change of the day for Blue Streak? Riding that outside lane, give Cameron the preferred line. We'll see what Blue Streak can do through turn 4. He's going to stay on the outside lane, give it to Cameron off of 4, and see Money Lax looks to his inside. See the entire field fan out in the rear. This time by, Cameron leads, and look at C Money Lax to the outside lane. Trying to take the lead, and you know there's a great story behind C Money Lax, this being his announced final FRC start. He made starts from Season 5 in our league all the way to tonight's Season 12 race for the Indianapolis 500, hanging it up after tonight as he moves to iRacing. Congratulations, C Money Lax, you're the race leader. Into turn 3 he goes, takes the lead over Blue Streak. Cameron falls back to 3rd. He had the race lead at the start. JJ Red's 4th, Razor in 5th. Let's talk for a moment about pole sitter though. Ty, he's in 14th on the grid. Here's something happened out back. They're fanning out big time. Watching pole sitter Ty had a very difficult start to this one. Down to what was 14th, now up to the 11th position, leading that pack of race cars. Further out front, though, Blue Streak has the race lead. And down the back straightaway they go once again for the 7th time today of what will be 200 here for the FRC. And watch these guys into the corner. Oh, wow, that was a great voice crack. Watch these guys into the corner. Watch how different their lines are as they try to race through each other. Here, we're going to go to the POV cam for this corner. Having a little bit of a malfunction. There we go. Sorry about that, folks. Had a little bit of a moment there on the stream. I lost track of the cars there for just a second, but look at out front. Razor. You can enter, entering, I don't really care what you do, exiting, use that access lane all the way through into the backstretch. But take a look here for the race lead. Razor has a huge swarm of race cars with him. Currently the points leader in our NASCAR division that runs Friday nights, Razor in his Jack Daniels Indy car takes the race lead from C Money Lax. And look at the group of cars that's with him. Let's go on board with one of them. In the naked machine, this is AMS JJ Reds. Kind of give you a great perspective here of the field as they run through the corners. And, another thing to watch is their fuel. They will be using up quite a bit of gas here in today's race. Down the straightaway they go. Battle for the race lead at C Money Lax and Razor. Razor now loses the race lead, has a little bit of pressure from the guys behind him. Intervals. Yeah, these guys are going to be on their toes all night long. Something that you don't see in a lot of other sports in comparison to open wheel, especially here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, is that these guys are going to be constantly jostling for race position all throughout the night. It's going to be crazy from start to finish. There's not going to be a moment for these guys to lift off and take a breath because they are racing hard here for the top spot. And look at them now once again. EVR Rewar now up to the top. How about him, one of our officials for tonight's race, taking the top spot and leading that lap in his number 12 machine. You know, Rewar didn't start very well either. He started in the mid-teens, so just really shows that qualifying doesn't necessarily mean that you'll finish in that same position as Rewar now battles C Moneylax for that top spot. You know, another thing to keep an eye on is our pit stops here. The field has quite a bit of gas, so you shouldn't have to pit for another 35, 40 laps. But that will be something to watch later on, as now you watch Rewar hold the race lead and into the wall, nearly go C Moneylax. Looked like he had contact with Razor. This is about a 6-car fight for the race lead. Behind them in 7th is Solar Cosmos. He started in the tail end of the field with Camo. Now he's up to the 7th position, side by side with Nick's Designs. Contact made amongst the two. They touch tires. Thankfully, this isn't real life because that could mean a puncture, but thankfully in Forza Motorsport, these tires are like bullets, so no harm, no foul there amongst those two. But they're racing each other hard down the straightaway. Back up front, though, however, they are currently race leader II Razor getting a push and a little bit of a tow from EVR Rewar. But let's see if Rewar goes to the inside of the corner. He will. Two grizzled veterans in their respective divisions, both going for a championship this season in the FRC Champions Divisional on Forza Motorsport for the NASCAR Series. 1 and 2 here as they cross the start-finish line for lap 13. Take a look here. Looking 3 wide was King Cameron. He thought better of it and backed out. Nearly got it, though. And as this battle for the lead continues, let's take a little bit of a look on back, because this is a big battle, too. Solar Cosmos and Nyx have been caught by Pole Sitter, Ty, and DMS Cherry. See, again, how patient these guys want to be. Again, it's only lap 13 of 200, so they have time if they choose to push each other around the racetrack, try to gain a little bit of time on the race leaders rather than go for track position. But I say that as Cherry looks to the inside. One car, it appeared to get off of the wall there. Not sure who that was. Might have been Sniper Hyper, the yellow car behind him. No, that was Boastful Sloth. Might have made a little bit of contact with the wall in his Snap-on number 28. Back out front, however, it is still a 6-car tango between these race leaders. We'll go to the onboard of JJ Reds once again. Very thankful that he's able to provide us with his onboard camera going into this race tonight. And going to give us some great views throughout the event. That's not what we wanted. There it is. Watching these race leaders battle. And they've built up quite a gap, 2.5 seconds over the 7th place car, Solar Cosmos. They're side by side, him and Cherry, for that 8th position. Then let's go a little bit further out back for 14th. That Druss in the number 57 Honda. He has a big group of cars around him. NC Boy for Life Racing on his outside. Very clean so far, though, for all of these drivers. Making some good lap time here as well. But again, it's all about this top 6 right now. They are making a lot of time on the folks behind him. You can see in our track map in the top right, it was a little bit of contact there, maybe some blocking from other drivers. The track map in your top right kind of shows where the entire field is dispersed as. Somebody goes 3 wide to the bottom. I think that's Blue Streak in the blue machine. Yes, it is. Looks like he wanted to jump to the inside of King Cameron. Couldn't quite get it done that time. He'll slot back in line. But yes, this track map on your top right will kind of give you a perspective of where everybody is on the racetrack. It'll also help us mark if there's any crashes here so far. But nobody has gone around just yet, so it's been a pretty clean race thus far. This C Moneylax continues to lead away. Razor on his outside, a little bit of contact again. Looked like a little bit of a tire tap to that side pod of the number 9 car. They make a little bit of contact out of 4, and they're still drag racing down to the start-finish line. As you see, it's kind of like 2 big swarms of race car here. As that time, the race lead goes to Razor. Pushes from King Cameron, though, to help the number 54 car in that Miller High Life machine. Again, we want to say thanks, everybody, for supporting the Indianapolis 500 that we host tonight, and it's going to be a good race. 2 by 2 down the straightaway for the race lead still. We'll take a second to ride on with Blue Streak as he has a great perspective of all these guys. And he's been a driver who's been making some moves as well. Currently racing on a part-time schedule in our Friday night Forza Motorsport NASCAR series, making some good gains there. Very, very fast driver. And flexing his muscle here in the open wheel division as well. Diving it into turn number 1. A little bit side by side, almost contact there with Razor, keeps it clean though. But yeah, these 6 specifically have been able to really pull away from the rest of the pack. JJ Reds looks to be just falling out of it, though. We'll see if he'll be able to kind of recuperate back into that group. Another thing that's important to talk about is aero wash. It's not going to be a big deal here as contact is made. Blue streak into the back end of JJ Reds. Cars are around in the back. More cars are in it. A huge crash in turn 4. Caution comes out. Multiple cars go around here for our first caution of the day on lap 19. I don't need to know what happened. I need to know how many cars. Thank you. Multiple cars have damage. Toaster Lord pits when pit road is closed. He'll be in the tail end. Same with JJ Reds. Toaster Lord as well as JJ Reds in the pit lane. Both drivers will restart in the tail. Listen for pit. So multiple guys have to go into the pits. That took out 4 drivers there. Camo 63 Racing, DMS Cherry, That Druss, and Blue Streak all out of the race early. What an unfortunate set of circumstances for them. You saw it. Their contact with Blue Streak resulted in that incident there, putting us under the first caution of the day and taking out 4 drivers. 2 cars coming to pit road this time, Sniper Hyper and Bemetsky. More damage on these guys. So the rest of the field will have pit road open this time, and yeah, what an interesting situation there for these drivers. So race leader C Moneylax 13 representing his final ride in FRC, at least for the time being, holding the race lead, and very impressive return for him in this open wheel event. Qualified inside the top 10, able to get the race lead, and will lead him this time by. Behind him, King Cameron, II Razor up to 3rd. Good run for him so far. Rewar started in the midfield, up to 4th. Good work for him. And Ty, who started on pole, he fell down to 14th, but got himself back into the top 5 at the time of that yellow flag. Then Nix Designs in 6th, NFSMW Legend in 7th, Sloth in 8th, and Z-Boy for Life 9th, and King A in 10th. Pit road is open this time. We'll see if we have any takers. See Moneylax comes in. King Cameron and multiple come out, or stay out. So you see you're going to be a little bit different strategy-wise with who goes into pit road and who comes out. So it looks like positions 1 through 6 stay out on the racetrack. 1 through 7, and the rest of the field will come in for service for the first time today. So 4 drivers are out in that event. So for the restart here, it'll be single file. So the field will go green this time by. So King Cameron will take the green flag this time for the race lead. Coleman had it, or C Money had it before pit road, but he goes into pit road. Tucson goes in this time. But here they go, going to be single file at the start-finish line to take us back to the green flag. Here we go, back underway on lap 22. So Two-Stone goes into the pits, but otherwise we are back racing here. King Cameron leads him off at 2. Him, Razor, and Rewar all by themselves. Nick's Designs 4/10 behind him in 4th, and Ty runs 5th. So yeah, definitely an unfortunate incident to start the race there. Took out 4 drivers, but 19 still remain as we are on lap 22 of tonight's Indianapolis 500. Down into turn 1 they go. This time, II Razor has the race lead over EVR Rewar. Let's go on board with Rewar in his Lincoln Welders Chevy as he rides behind the top spot. You see there is one dot that is quite a ways behind the rest of the field. That is Two-Stone. He had to pit coming to the green for damage. Watching these two race it out here through 3 and 4. It's like a 5-car breakaway here for the top spot, kind of similar to what we saw at the last run where the next car was a little bit of a ways behind, and that might be a little bit of a reoccurring theme that we see tonight. Those top 5, 6 drivers able to break away, and then the rest of the field follows in suit. Watching the field roll through 3 and 4 this time. This is the battle for 6th on back. C Money Lax in 7th. He was the race leader there at the time of yellow. He came down pit road along with multiple of the guys you see back here. Let's go a little bit further back here. Solar Cosmos in this pack, a big group of race cars with one another here. This is for 10th position. The number 27 Chevy holding on to that final position in the top 10. His eBay Motors machine. And has DMS Jake running behind him. Not much action here going on in the top 5 as they all run nose to tail on each other, but behind them, these guys are really getting racy. So again, we continue to ride on here. II Razor, our race leader. We'll go to his rear view facing camera so that you can get a little bit of a feel of what he has to see during this race. Right now, it is a nose full of EVR Rewar going into turn number 1. Off of 2 they go. Yeah, just a lot of pushing here. It looks like Rewar more content with giving some bumps to the rear end of Razor rather than getting around him. And if you're somebody who watches the NTT IndyCar series on a weekly and sees this and kind of is like, hey, isn't that illegal? Well, technically speaking, it is illegal to bump draft, but not in this league because of how strong these bodies are on the IndyCar in Forza Motorsport. You can push without losing a wing, so that rule about no pushing is not something that we follow in this league. But yeah, you see a whole lap full of just EVR Rewar. Then you go on board with him, kind of give him his perspective riding behind right now. And again, them doing this really allows the group behind to just kind of fall back a little bit because they're putting the maximum amount of speed on each other by just pushing. That makes the job for C Money Lax and AMS JJ Reds very difficult when it comes to trying to catch the race leaders. And again, we already saw our first pit stop of the day. Happened under caution. The first caution of the day came out lap 19 for an incident involving Blue Streak going around off of the car of Rewar, and it ended up eliminating that Drust, DMS Cherry, and Camo from the event. So right now we're watching 6th place battle between JJ Reds, C Money Lax, and NC Boy for Life. You know, when we do one of these events, you always expect someone's going to be running the Kyle Larson car. It is NC Boy for Life, so we'll take a quick look at his machine in the Prime Hendrick Cars number 17 Chevy. Can't really see much of it because of all the damage on the car, the visual damage, but he is in that Kyle Larson type ride. HendrickCars.com, Prime, and Dorman. Back on front, however, though, battle for the race lead. Looked like they didn't really want to stick together too much longer because now here comes Rewar for that top spot. Watching these drivers race through turns 1 and 2, again, really showing the strength of these cars. But look at 6th place now. JJ Reds in that mini pack himself and C-Boy for Life and C-Moneylax are now inside a second, so they were gaining a little bit when the race leaders changed spots. And we'll see if that trend continues or maybe not. Again, we watch these three trying to push forward to the top spots here. EVR Rewar leading over II Razor, King Cameron, Nix, and Ty. That's the top 5. And gotta remember, there is still quite a battle going on here for the 10th position. Cosmo is still holding it over this group of cars behind him. Looks like they are just trying to push each other forward now rather than make passes, as they are trying to pick up to NFSMW legend in the 9th position. So he's all by himself, so if these guys can draft forward, they could easily catch him. Further on back, the 14th Boastful Sloth and King A working together, trying to catch up a little bit there. Further behind them is JBTC. Let's talk about JBTC for a minute, making his first FRC start since Season 9, which, mind you, we run about 2 seasons a year, and this is Season 12. So Season 9 was about early 2023, so making his first start in well over 2 years in the 711 machine. Looking good, riding in 16th right now. I want to say welcome back to JB. Mr. Beasley, he was a very strong racer in our Formula 1 division and came back for our first open wheel race since the closure of our Formula 1 series in 2024. Then watching now Toaster Lord, was in the 17th spot with Good Wrench with him. But now watching here, Two Stone, threat to go 1 lap down after having to pit coming to the green flag for this second stint of the race in the DMS Esports machine. I believe that is the number 49 car. He's trying to stay on the lead lap, but will have to cede his running spot to the race leaders. Blue flags in effect tonight. So he will become the first car to go 1 lap down, will likely slide in line behind these 5, and he will become 1 lap down. So he will be allowed to, contact! He makes contact with the 6th place car. Looked like trying to get out of the way. Nearly an incident. It is an incident. He's into the wall. No damage to the car, but that could have been catastrophic there. Really hindered the progress on 5th place. As JJ Reds fell to the back of that pack. And now even more contact in the back. Looked like Cosmos and Sniper working really hard to get around each other. They're pushing all their energy on each other. Yes, they are. Look at Sniper trying that inside lane. We'll go to his onboard. And man, one thing that I will give you IndyCar fans, this is a lot of fun to watch. Lots of entertainment as you see these guys racing each other super hard through the corner. I think the headset just broke. On my head. Yep, it did. So that's pretty good. But regardless, in the 11th position is Sniper Hyper in the number 2 Chevy. That is a similar car to, I believe, Scotty McLaughlin. And there goes cars around again into the wall. 1 car is in it. Not 3. Stay green. As another incident takes Two Stone very far behind the 8 ball. No caution for that, as it was only a 2-car incident, but he's got damage. Turn off the player card switch and then get back to him. Yes, not DNF'd, unfortunately, but damage on his car. Multiple drivers going to come into the pits this time. Two Stone backs out of the race, so maybe just not looking to continue after that incident. Said the telemetry did not say DNF. It didn't say he did, but if he did, then yeah, put it out. So yes, a caution flag will fly for that one as Tombstone did get 100% engine damage for that. Big break for all the drivers that came into pit road there. Put the radio in. All the drivers who were on pit road are good because we didn't call it until way after they pitted. So just housekeeping. So the caution flag is out. First driver 1 lap down. Race comms. So this time pit road will open. Second caution of the day involving Tombstone, Sniper Hyper, and one other driver. I believe it was Jake. So they will go down pit road this time. FRC legend was able to pit there before the yellow flag came out, so he will get a wave around by staying out this time. Still working on trying to fix this. It is what it is. So only one driver going to be a lap down here on the restart. It is Sniper Hyper. He was involved in the incident and did go to pit road there. Yeah, he was trapped behind Boastful Sloth, who stayed out. So the yellow flag comes out for the second time today. 3-car incident put it out there, and a DNF to cap it off. So just about everybody comes into pit road there, except for Sniper Hyper, Sloth, and FRC legend. I let the first car that was 1 lap down at the time of yellow get their lap back. Everybody else, it's wave around, so if everybody in front of them pits, it's on the lead lap, they can get a lap back. If not, then they're trapped, and they'll have to restart. I believe in IndyCar, they don't send them all the way to the rear, so like Sniper, for example, just stay where he is, right rear. Alright guys, I'm going to give one last warning for race comms before I start force feeding people, which means you just won't be able to unmute, so keep it tight. So again, going to take one more lap here before going back green to allow 2 other cars to go to the back and pit, service their car. They'll be ready to go back green. So Boastful Sloth leads him right now. He stayed out under that caution flag period. Solar Cosmos in second, Razor third, Rewar fourth, and C Moneylax in fifth. So this will be a good opportunity to bring everybody back together. Still in the early portion of the race, have had 5 DNFs out of our 23 cars. So unfortunate for those folks. Again, in order to win the race, you got to make it through the race. And unfortunately, multiple drivers not able to do that here at this point. So they will go back green flag racing here at the start-finish line. Sloth will lead them on. But yeah, looking a little bit through the field here. One driver is 1 lap down. It is Sniper Hyper. He was involved in that crash, currently letting the field by. He'll have to restart in 18th and hope for a yellow. 80 miles per hour is pace speed. We'll see them go back green this time. This time by, we're going to try a little bit of a different camera. We're going to go that rear-facing camera. if it'll let me. Okay, maybe not. We'll go to the rear-facing camera. Getting ready for the green flag here. Lap number 39 is when we'll take it back for the third stint of the day. Sloth leads him, a push from Cosmos to help him into one. Gonna stall that run out though, gonna give Razor an opportunity behind him. And we are on the rear-facing cam of race leader Boastful Sloth. Now we'll go back to replay. Into 1 and 2 they go for the first time here in stint number 3. The entirety of the top 8 really able to break away. Look at Razor trying to get to the bottom lane, gets a big block from Boastful Sloth, has to duck back in line and goes to the outside lane instead. We'll see if he can make a move into 3. Everybody under a blanket here on lap 39 of the Indianapolis 500. Now look at that, 3 wide for the race lead. Solar Cosmo is going to try to get the top spot on the bottom lane. He might slide up, not quite able to get that top spot, but here comes Sloth to the outside. A little bit of contact there. Again, if they cut each other off too tight, a car could go around, and that could be the end of the day for multiple drivers. So trying to keep it clean here is the #1 priority, as we are not quite at the halfway point in this race. But here they go, 2 by 2, down into turn number 3. Sloth holding strong from that top spot on the restart. Cosmos trying to get the race lead, though. He's on the outside lane. We'll have the preference down the front straightaway, but here comes Sloth on the bottom. That time, give it to Solar Cosmos. You know, one driver that we mentioned that could be a really good candidate of drinking the milk tonight is C Moneylax 13. And contact made between him and another driver. That was Cosmos. What has happened? Thankfully, both drivers get out of there without damage, but, however, we'll lose a great deal of positions. The commentator's curse strikes once again. The 54 car, looks like either he went up the racetrack into the 27 or maybe the 27 came down into him. Regardless of what happened, though, they both fall out to the 10th and 11th positions when they were 3rd and 4th. But now we watch, as you can see, Boastful Sloth trying to break the draft in that race lead. Rewar on his outside, JJ Reds with him. Into 1 and 2 they go. Into 3 this time by EVR. Rewar now has that top spot. Let's go to a little bit of a different cam here. This POV cam for the front straightaways. You'll see the entire field come off of turn 4 this time. Sloth racing with Rewar for the race lead. This will give you a perspective of literally everybody as they go into 1. Oh, yes, that too. Through 1 and 2 this time. Sloth in the number 28 car racing for XR Enterprises in tonight's race, making the boss man proud there on the bottom lane in that top spot. Now gets passed by Rewar as they will go single file down the back straightaway. And this is, again, the biggest group of drivers that we've had in that quote-unquote lead pack all day, being the entirety of the top 10 kind of under a blanket there. You see 11th place is the next car behind him. That is DMS Jake. You can see they continue to fan out down the front straightaway, and again, it's like a bunch of ants looking for one piece of food right now with how hard these guys are racing each other for every single position. Because, you know, every spot does matter, but I am concerned because we are not at the halfway point yet in tonight's race. Watching those Boastful Sloth and Rewar continue to battle for the top position here in tonight's race. You know, another driver that is coming back for the first time in multiple seasons is JJ Reds for FRC. Driver the number 54 for a very long time in our Forza Motorsport 7 division. He raced for a championship in Season 7, which was all the way back in the fall of 2022. Really crazy to think that it was that long ago. But he makes his first start back, except for a substitute effort that he made earlier this season for our Friday Night Forza series for another driver. But the first time that he sat in a car with his name on it in quite some time, that's JJ Reds. Again, watching the battle for the lead as we were stuck in a fence there for a moment. That was a little weird. Look at Rewar, though, in his number 12 car, trying to drink the milk, just like Will Power has with multiple championships. Trying to get the job done tonight, you know. This is just an exhibition event for the FRC. The first time is, looked like Sloth may have gone into the wall there, very close to it in that second position. But as we were mentioning, this is the first time that the FRC, and the only scheduled time that the FRC will host an open wheel event in the foreseeable future. But if you are enjoying tonight's coverage of the, I almost said another league, the FRC Indy 500, please show us some love there in the chat below or in our comment section if you're watching through YouTube, so that we can see if this is a series that you would like to become a part of in the future if it comes to fruition. But race leads, still EVR Rewar, Boastful Sloth, 1-2 together. Racing down the front straightaway, and I don't know why that damage marker was still on. We should probably take that off at one point or another. There we go. Let's go a little bit further on back as you see multiple groups of drivers here racing each other. This is that second group of cars we mentioned, fifth on back, and it is a hornet's nest. Check it out here. Cosmos, Money, Ty, Razor, Medsky all together here. If we see another incident here in the next few laps, this will be it. And we are only at the 25. Now, one car is out. It's JBTC in a crash on his own.
Yeah, 100% engine, I'm out. Hey, good for the guys. Yeah, just nice loss. Yeah, guys are back on down, just loss.
So the caution flag will come out here for Adina. And Boastful Sloth holds the race lead as JBTC crashed on his own. Unfortunately, will end up 18th tonight. So listening in, pit road will be open this time. This will give Sniper an opportunity to get his lap back. Will Sniper Hyper be able to get his lap back here? Yep.
Oh, yeah, you're in. So pits are open. Yeah, pits are open.
I've got a question about last restart.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure Silver went around to get his lap back out of the start of starting in front of the guys in the pit. That's how anyone who gets their lap back is supposed to start tailing no matter what.
Yes, it may have been a miscalculation on my part. I don't know if he was a lap down at the time of caution, though. So whatever happened there, just blame it on me. Because I thought that we were in order. Were you on the lead lap?
Yeah, I was on the lead lap. I didn't pit when I had damage, so...
10 points.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
So the caution flag out for the fourth time tonight for a single car accident, ending the day of JBTC 07, as I am still trying to fix my microphone here, or really the headphones in itself. I guess a big metal piece popped out, so it's kind of stabbing my brain a little bit. But that's okay, because you want to know what's the medication? The Indy 500. So pit road open that time. Multiple drivers stayed out there. Boastful Sloth, though, from the race lead, did pit. So as we cross over to the 25% way of this race, kind of 1/4 through it, we already have 6 DNFs. So interesting. We're on average not to finish with too many cars. So race lead currently held by EVR Rewar. He is one of the other voices in our ear tonight helping officiate the event. Want to take a quick moment to stay on stream. Thank you, Rewar, for your support of tonight's race and being able to help us put on this show for the NTT IndyCar Series Indianapolis 500, or I guess FRC IndyCar. But as we prepare to go back racing here, looking at our top running order, Rewar first, JJ Red second, Nick's third, C Moneylax fourth, and Razor fifth. Getting ready to hit the 1/4 way of tonight's race. And coming back to the start-finish line here to send them back going once again. Again, it is one thing to get to the end of the race. It's another thing to win it. So here we go. 17 drivers, all 17 on the lead lap now, getting ready to take that green flag at the start-finish line. So this time, let's go on board with II Razor for the restart. So again, they have to go when they hit the start-finish line. It appears that some drivers just maybe missed the mark on that. Because now we are back underway, however, and here comes Razor. Just didn't have a great restart, allowing Ty to get around him. Yeah, that camera made nothing. I was trying to get a cool angle of the cars in 3, and nope. Through 3 and 4, though, on the restart, it's all EVR Rewar and JJ Reds off of 4. Let's see if this time we can get this right. See, there's the race leaders through turn number 1. Get a good view of all the cars going by this time. Very cool camera there. As you can see, all these Indy cars coming out, and just want to also take a second here to thank all of our drivers for being here for tonight's race. Having a full lobby for an exhibition race is a tall task, but really appreciative of everybody being able to be here and make it happen here tonight. But nevertheless, we're watching EVR Rewar and C Moneylax in those top 2 positions. And again, we were talking about him before he was involved in that incident. C Moneylax very, very fast in the open wheel machine tonight, able to lead a lot of laps, and currently out front once again. Again, that top spot held by Coleman over EVR Reward. JJ Red's in 3rd, just about a 10th behind him. And yeah, this is about a 10-car pack once again, just like the last time. We're kind of watching the tail end of this pack with JJ Reds. Or excuse me, with DMS Jake. Sorry about that. But back up front, it is C Moneylax holding the top spot. Let's take a quick second here to go on board with the 5th place driver. Ty again won the pole for tonight's race and is back inside the top 5. He struggled a little bit off the start, fell down to 14th, but back up into 4th, racing with Razor now for that 4th and 5th position. Having himself a pretty good day. A driver that races part-time in our NASCAR series and really looking strong as number 55 Gainbridge Chili's Chevrolet. You can see their race leader, C Money, goes into the wall a little bit. A little bit further back in this group, this is NC Boy for life in that Kyle Larson style number 17 car. Again, it just shows how close quarters this racing really is. There's contact in the back. Like King Cameron may have gotten his nose chopped by NC Boy. That was close. Good save, though, by everybody. Take a quick look back out front, though. So yeah, the field kind of separated in 3 chunks right now. You have this big first pack. Well, now they're starting to separate even further. The first pack, which is roughly 4 or 5 cars. The second pack here that we're watching. And then Cosmos all by himself. And then after that, this big group of cars behind all of them. This is 12th on back. Boastful Sloth, who was our race leader before making his pit stop. 3 wide behind him. And then all the way in the back, I believe that's Old Goodwrench. So again, multiple drivers that we're seeing make their FRC debuts tonight. We'll quickly go through the list of drivers making their very first FRC start. Being, DMS Jake, Old Goodwrench, King A, NFSMW Legend, DMS Cherry. Those are the drivers making their first ever start here in the Indy 500 for our Racing League, and I really appreciate everybody being here. Again, putting on this show, it takes a big group of people to put it on, and us being able to do it has been pretty cool. So now you're watching the onboard here of the Elmo Incorporated number 54 Honda, because he is right on the tail end of EVR Reward. Looking out back, a big block. That 17 car has been making some huge blocks in this race, and I'll tell you, it doesn't look like Metzke's very happy with him now. even more blocking happening down the straightaway. He really doesn't want him to go by. Two Aero McLaren-style Chevrolets racing with Medsky. Design made by Tucson. Let's go back out front, though. Watching EVR Rewar, C Money Lax, JJ Reds tie, Nick's Designs, and Razor all together. You know, we haven't talked about Nick's much. He's also a part-time driver in our NASCAR series, making his first start in a good handful of months. Appreciate him being here tonight in his number 15 machine. And having a good run so far in the 5th spot. Yeah, and you got to start thinking about green flag pit stops, though, as we get sooner and sooner into this race. Really haven't seen any green flag stops just yet because of the cautions that we've seen. 4 cautions so far in 57 laps. But as the runs progress and more drivers end up eliminated from tonight's race, we're going to start to see some green flag stops, and that's going to really change the outlook on everybody because drivers will have to be cognizant of how they're entering, exiting pit road, how they're racing each other, putting on the right tires, etc., here for the Indianapolis 500. But so far, most laps led going to EVR Rewar. He continues to lead them all right now. And a little bit of a change in position there. Medsky trying to get around NC Boy. This time he will. And these guys have been racing each other so hard they fell out of that top pack. Now down to kind of a second group of race cars. I wish that we were able to have like multiple screens of perspectives of the battles for positions. It is really, really interesting right now watching these guys battle amongst each other. Again, this is the first ever FRC Indianapolis 500, and if you want to see some more of this type of action, leave us a follow. Give us your opinion on having an Indianapolis 500 type series here. I guess just an IndyCar series. Get telemetry report for more of an IndyCar series in this league. Because yeah, you see, there's a lot of drivers here. We appreciate all the support, and if it's something that you folks want to see streamed every week, kind of made into a series, that is something that is definitely on the table. So appreciate it. Looks like something may have happened there. A little bit of a bug. Oh, that's new. Whoa, what is happening? We're looking at an invisible halo. Something has happened to Rewar. We're watching his halo race into the corner. There is no Rewar, but there is a little halo. What in the hell? This is something I've never seen before. Rewar, I just wanted to let you know on the Twitch stream you're inside the track, so I can only see the little top of your halo. Yep. So no Rewar, just cars. Yeah, I think it is some sort of lag spike. Again, this is something I've never seen before in my life. So, yeah, look, let's go to the onboard of C Money Lax. What is... it's almost like Rewar is like a little mini RC car and the rest of the field is just there. That's weird. Race leader EVR Rewar is a land shark. I don't know how to fix that. That's something. So while Rewar plays Jaws with himself, we're going to go a little bit further down through the field. Take a look here at the battle for the 7th position. Still King Cameron, NC Boy for Life, and Medsky racing amongst each other. These guys have been all over each other really this entire stint of the race. Really close quarters racing amongst the three, but keeping it clean. And yeah, I'm kind of scared to go back out front because Rewar is it's not there. I'm sure that'll be an interesting perspective. Not saying that I hope he doesn't win the race, but if he wins the race, it's going to be really weird because, yeah. Because you see how his car kind of falls back and then it just flies back out front. You know, it's never a dull day in Forza Motorsport. We're watching the halo of Rewar run in the race lead behind. Yeah. So let's see if I can give you a little bit of telemetry here. Not much that I can do for you. But if you go onto the driver data, here's some car telemetry. You can kind of see where the drivers are speed-wise. And you can see Rewar's throttle is angrily blipping. So that indicates that this is super glitched. As you go back to see Money Lax there, you can kind of see it's a little bit more normal. Then there's rewar. So hopefully that glitch fixes itself as one car is in pit road for the first time under green. It is, excuse me, Solar Cosmos. I think he is just taking fuel and tires. So he will be having to fight to stay on the lead lap this time. Hopefully, if another driver lags out or something, we'll be able to see rewar again. Because again, this is really bizarre for us. As there goes Cosmos 1 lap down in the number 27 machine. Just going to make sure that he stays on the current part of the course. He does. Yeah, race leader EVR Landshark out front right now. C Money Lax second. AMSJJ Red's third. Nick's Designs fourth, and Razor fifth. Yeah, we had like a weird lag spike on the stream, and now this is our life. So that's I don't really know what to say about that, but that's interesting. So hopefully he comes back here soon. Reward, the kids miss you. But we're going through the longest stint of the race so far. We've been green for about 25 laps. Watching these top 6 kind of break away. 7th place is King Cameron. I almost said all by himself, but he's in a blanket between himself and Seaboy and Medski. Yeah, starting to see more drivers make pit stops here. Could be some early strategy calls for green flag pit stops here. Drivers taking fuel and tires. That might sound a little bit more like damage, though. We'll take a quick check. Yes, NFSMW legend DNF from the race. Hey, NFSMW legend is 100% everything on my end. He's in the pits.
Okay.
So that's a DNF.
We didn't catch it at all, did we? You just see him in the pit?
I just watched him in the pits, and I have evidence of 100. Yeah, he's done.
All right, go out the line. Yeah, somebody picked
So, caution number 5 going to come out on the day here for 17th place NFSMW legend. Unfortunately, 100% engine damage. His day ends early. So he will have to exit that. Unfortunate end for him there. So hopefully that'll fix Rewar. Hey Rewar, your car's back. It's normal. So Rewar has risen from the abyss. He is back on the racetrack. Caution number 5 on the day for a single car incident. So yeah, you see those guys that pitted there. So Cosmo's going to get his lap back. He made an early pit stop. EVR Rewar, our race leader. So pit road will open this time. Again, 5th caution of the day, lap 68 of 200 on our Indianapolis 500. Another DNF on the record book. It is NFSMW legend with a single car incident out in the back. So that adds another tally to our DNF list. 16 drivers still remain in the main event. The pit road is open. Rewar will lead him in, and everybody comes down pit road that time. Good kind of reset there. I was hoping to see a green flag pit stop cycle there, but an unfortunate caution kind of came out right as we were seeing pit stops begin. So this time by it, everybody will be in. So yeah, real endurance race this will be. Cosmos will go to the rear of the field for the restart as he was the free pass. But caution flag out again here. So the field will roll around Solar Cosmos. We'll prepare to go back racing. What?
So even though we pit and he got his lap back, that's not going to the front, or does he have to drop?
He has to
I
drop.
can't remember.
He has to drop.
He has to drop. All right.
So 27 rolled in the back of the group of cars. So here we go through lap 69, going to be led by AMS JJ Reds. Field getting ready to go back racing. So how about it? We've had 8 DNFs so far, lead changes that I couldn't even count. We're going to get ready to take the green flag again here at the start-finish line. JJ Reds leads him in the number 92 machine. It appears that a driver may be going to pit road as we prepare to restart. Yes, one driver comes in. That's NC Boy. He'll pit out of the 5th position. But we'll get ready to take the green flag here. JJ Reds, Rewar, C Moneylax, Nick's Designs, and Razor, your top 5. And green flag back in the air. Lap 70 underway. And JJ leads him into 1. Very good restart by him. Same can be said for EVR Rewar, the top 2 drivers. You see one guy in pit. That is NC Boy. He had to pit coming to the green. Possibly maybe the wrong tires on his car. You can see the field funnel through turn 3 for the first time on this 6th stint. And JJ Reds leads them. Big pack of cars here. It looks like they've already separated. It's really about that 10th position is really the last spot that hangs on. That's Sniper Hyper Racing with Medski. Sniper was a lap down earlier in the race due to an unfortunately timed caution, but is back up now into the 10th position and looking to make a little bit more as all 10 of these guys really under a blanket. So here comes the race lead. All 4 drivers in a blanket right now. AMS JJ Reds, Rewar, Nix, and Razor. See Cosmos had to restart in the back, starting to work his way up. He's in the 12th position right now, racing with Toaster Lord. But down the field into turn number 3, it is AMS JJ Reds, Rewar, Nix, Razor, and Ty. Also got to mention C Moneylax there as he is battling for the 5th position right now. Really looking solid in that 54 car, not to glaze on, but that Miller High Life car looking good as he runs in that 5th position. Through the corner and on the backstretch they go nearly at the halfway point, really closer to that 45-50% margin at the length of the race right now. And this is going to be a late one, so we appreciate everybody being here with us for tonight's Indianapolis 500. You can see a little bit of contact there amongst the drivers, but we're on lap 73 of 200. Hey. Good. So JJ Reds leads that lap and has a big group of cars with him. Closest driver that is 2x2 right now is, I believe, C Moneylax alongside King Cameron. And Cameron was running up front here in the very beginning of the race, fell back a little bit, now finds himself back in that main pack in his Arrow McLaren Chevy. Riding in the 6th position. Pole sitter Ty in front of him. You know, we mentioned it earlier on the show. Ty started up front on pole, fell back to about 14th, 15th position, now back inside the top 5 again, trying to make up for lost time. And another driver that we didn't mention here in a little while, Boastful Sloth, in that 9th position, battling for 8th actually. He was the race leader before making his pit stop there after caution number 4 on the day. So as we kind of review what happened here so far in tonight's race, if you're just joining us, EVR Blue Streak goes around off the nose of EVR Rewar. Those 2 drivers make contact, go into the wall, and it ends up DNFing himself, Druss, Cherry, and Camo. Then afterwards, Two Stone gets involved in an accident that ends up ending his day. That put us under caution. JB ends up going around on his own, ending his day. That put us under caution. And then finally, NFSMW legend goes around, putting us under caution again. So we've had 6 yellow flags today over our 75, about to be 76 lap period. And while I'm too busy yapping, we have a new race leader. It's Nix. Down the front straightaways, you can see those guys blocking in the back end of that pack. Nix Designs in the number 15 car takes the lead over Reward. Pushing hard through the corners here. These drivers are nearly at the halfway point in this race. Into 3 they go, and yeah, really you see, well, I was going to mention that you see these guys really just pushing each other nose to tail, trying to get each other further ahead from the guys behind them. But then you saw JJ looked like he peeked to the inside, got right back in line though, and really that's a lot of what we're seeing right now. Single file formation except for down towards the back, the C Moneylax trying to make a move on Sloth. And in the process, the last Sniper to go through as well. This is for the 6th position. We'll go on board with Sniper Hyper in the number 2 machine. I said, if that's a problem, the button legend. Into the corner there, you see that is Razor, the black car. Kind of running a little bit out of line, trying to get himself a run back down the straightaway, trying to catch that 3rd position. No, he'll drop back. Give King Cameron an opportunity to get back into that lead group of cars. Because one thing with Forza Motorsport, once you get around 7, 8 tenths outside, or excuse me, 7, 8 car lengths outside of the car in front of you, you don't have that draft. And that draft is really strong in this game, especially around the ovals. So King Cameron trying to use that draft to his advantage to push him back forward through to the rest of the drivers. But look at him into 3 this time. Making good strides he is that time around. A little bit of contact out back. Solar Cosmos now goes around into the pits. Here and then maybe he could have gotten loose right there. That made him fall back. He'll have to go down to the pits to service his car. Unscheduled pit stop for the 27. Down the straightaway though, it's still Nix Designs out front. We're going to put on a good show for his race team. And again, if the IndyCar Series is something that you enjoy, please give us feedback on it. We would love to see what all the folks watching at home think, so that this could possibly become a series here in the coming months. So again, we really appreciate everybody's support. As this is the FRC Indy 500 on Twitch. Lap 80 of 200 here. In the field, very close quarters here as you see Solar Cosmos go through pit road. He'll end up 1 lap down. But now take a look here. Sniper Hyper up to 2nd place. He was all the way in 20th about 50 laps ago. Now finds himself nearly battling for the race lead. Working to the outside of EVR Rewar right now. And you know, technically speaking, Rewar and Sniper are quote-unquote teammates. Oh, contact between the 2 drivers. The 12 car puts a shunt into the number 2 machine, and he nearly goes up into the outside retaining wall. That's going to slow them all down. As we were saying, they're technically teammates, being the 2 and the 12 Chevrolets. That would be Team Penske in real life, but clearly racing each other hard into 1 this time. And now Sniper makes a battle for the race lead, makes contact with the tire of the number 15 car, and now falls back behind again. Sniper is struggling in clean air. And again, these tires are nearly indestructible on this game, but do not take that forsaken, because one wrong move could wipe out all of these cars. So they need to be more careful into the corner. But right now, EVR Rewar C Moneylax take a commanding lead over Nix and Sniper. Sniper falls back to 4th. Not a very good look there for the 2 cars. He almost made it up front, but had it to barrel out of it. He'll be in the 4th position. JJ Red's behind him. And all of these drivers funnel into turn 1. And about 8, 9 cars deep. Yeah, 8 cars deep is this pack. The first car behind them is Boastful Sloth, all by himself in that number 28 Honda. Then behind him, all by himself, or nope, has a partner there. 3 cars racing each other. Toaster Lord, DMS Jake, and that is NC Boy for life, I believe. Nope, that is not NC Boy for Life. So I guess there's multiple Hendrick cars and I'm just blind. That's what that tells me. But down the front straightaway we go again. Rewar leads the entirety of this 8-car pack. Lap 83 of the race. And now we are going to begin to mention again green flag pit stop. Shouldn't be coming until around lap 100 when we meet that halfway point in the race. But when they come in for service, they'll have to enter pit road down the front straightaway using that area right there. But then leaving pit road, they have to stay on the access lane all the way through to the back straightaway. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys are able to maneuver through that. As even though we're 83 laps into the race, have not seen a green flag pit stop scheduled just yet. As Rewar leads them off of turn 4. A little bit of contact there in that second, third position margin, but everybody keeps it all straight. Rewar, C Money Lax, Sniper Hyper, Nix, and JJ, the top 5. Let's go a little bit further back now. You see this little bit of a mini battle for 6 Brewing. King Cameron, excuse me, oh, that's not a mini battle. He's right there with the pack. I was referring 9th place. Boastful Sloth has dropped back to Medsky, Jake, and Toaster Lord as they all battle each other. Look at the blocking done by Sloth there. Tried to hold off the run by Medsky, but Medsky able to get the job done, get around him. Same can be said for DMS Jake, and Sloth will have to duck in behind him. There's Toaster Lord in the number 19 car. We'll go on board with him for a moment. He's a driver who made the tune for tonight's race. So again, want to give a big thank you to Toaster Lord for helping us with that task, because I could not have done it on my own. And he's really the biggest reason why we are racing tonight, being able to provide us with a great racing product. And this really helps for other leagues too that are going to be using this tune in the future, kind of give them data on how the tune runs in this type of exhibition type event. So thank you, Toaster, for your support of the FRC and helping us with this tune for the Indy 500. We're watching him ride on in 12th. Head back out front though. This is the 7th place runner of II Razor. Him and Cameron trying to get back in line and catch up to those lead 5. Really the top 5, those are guys we've seen just about all day up front, maybe excluding 1 or 2 of those drivers. So really, even though this is the only scheduled open wheel event we have on the schedule for the near time being, these guys are really showing their strength. BBR Rewar has led the most laps today by far, leading already close to 40 laps on the day, and is continuing to show his speed into turn 3. So you see we're looking at II Razor with the number 9 car. See, if these guys stay single file with each other, they have a pretty good chance of getting in the tow of JJ Rez, but the more they battle, the further away they pull themselves back. So interesting to see is now we see 1 car looking to possibly be going a lap down here soon. That's NC Boy for Life in the 17 car. Remember, he had to pit at the start of the stint due to not entirely sure if it was the wrong tires or not enough fuel, but he made a unscheduled pit stop at the restart, so now he's fighting to stay on the lead lap here. We'll see him in a few laps. Take a look here. Rewar still holds that race lead over C Money Lax and Sniper Hyper. I've seen a little bit of a battle out behind him, though. That is King Cameron and Ty starting to race each other a little bit here. Again, that's not going to help their case if they want to catch up to those lead 5 cars, but nevertheless, battling for the 7th position. We'll take a quick look at their telemetry now, or their damage, I guess. Kind of gives you an idea of where their fuel cells are sitting at, especially out front. 52% for EVR Rewar, meanwhile 53% for C Money Lax. Both drivers in Chevrolets, to my knowledge, so interesting to see kind of the fuel cell burning. And, you know, as the race leader, you do burn more fuel because you have to kind of lead that force of cars. So going to be interesting to see here. But look at Sniper Hyper in the 3rd position, hanging on tight with these 2 leaders. We'll go on board. In the Chevrolet as well. So yeah, just about 50% left on their fuel. So that will be good for them in terms of coming to pit road, which will be happening here in just about, I would say the window will open in about 10, 15 laps or so. It's going to be interesting here as we get close to the halfway point in tonight's race. If you are joining us in on the East Coast, it is 10:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you all for being here on lap number 90 of the FRC Indy 500. Full 200-lap race here, folks, so we've got a lot more action to come. And that'll just make drinking the milk at the end even more worth it for whoever wins this race. We'll be able to hear from the race winner after this. We'll go to the rear-facing camera here for NC Boy for Life, as you're going to see these race leaders slowly get a little bit bigger in their mirror. This is Rewar leading the field right now, as he's done for a good portion of today's race. As you can see there, it looks like a battle for second starting to brew there between Sniper Hyper and C Money Lax. So we'll go back up to the front of the field to take a look. They were side by side. Ducks back in line now. So we see Razor now back in that top 5. Now you're going to start to see NC Boy for Life going to have to cede to the race leaders as he prepares to go one lap down here at Indianapolis. See here, he'll have to stay high or at least out of the way. NC Boy, contact there. NC Boy not seating for the leaders as he is expected to, and it costs his teammate in the NASCAR Series Rewar the race lead and second place. Not good there for the number 2 car. Excuse me, the number 17 car. That's his NASCAR number. That really hurt Rewar, though, ending up in the 3rd position now as a result of that. Led pretty much the entire stint, and that lapped car got right in the way, caused him to fall back to 3rd. And NC Boy for Life will be racing Solar Cosmos for the first car one lap down here shortly, but they have half a racetrack on each other, so if the yellow came out right now, NC would be able to get his lap back. Back out front, though, it is C Money Lax in the 54. Ticking laps off here before having to make green flag pit stops. This is about a span of 8 cars, make it 9 with the addition of NC Boy. And everybody else behind them is pretty much stranded on their own. Go a little bit further back in the field, 9th and 10th. This is Sloth and Medsky together. And then DMS, Jake, and Toaster starting to get close to one another. King A all by himself in 13th, driving the number 88 car. Old Good Wrench all by himself in 14th, driving the Target mobile. Yes, that is Target. I almost had a brain aneurysm. But back out front, C Money Lax and Sniper Hyper hold the top 2 spots here at Indy. Watching C Money Lax hold the lead with Sniper Hyper behind him. Both drivers I know are very close off the racetrack, so you know that they are very good friends with one another. 3rd place though, EVR Rewar. He led a lot of laps here, especially in this stint. Falls back to 3rd after that incident with the lap car. Nick's Designs in 4th. He's just outside of that bubble right now between cars. You can see sitting just about 3.5, 4 tenths, maybe 5-6 car lengths behind the guys in front of him. They'll be trying to catch up here a little bit. Led some laps here in that number 15 car. And you see Razor looks to the inside, doesn't quite make the move there. This has really been a pack that's kind of just separated in 2. The 4 cars that you see out front, really the top 3 in that lapped car, and then 4th on back in that second group. So again, we continue to monitor their fuel level as pit road will be happening here shortly. Green flag pit stops for the first time today as the field is at 35% on their fuel and tires. I see a little bit further down, that's Old Good Wrench going to be fighting to stay on the lead lap here shortly as they run. But these 3 have been very strong here so far. Look at Sniper. It looked like he tried to dart to the inside. Couldn't quite get it done that time by, and he'll have to tuck back in line. Gonna be curious to see how much longer the 2 car wants to stay behind the number 54 because he has not led yet today. Into 3 they go, still holding strong behind him there. The 3 cars in the top 3 are all together, along with the lap car in 4th that you see on your screen. But we'll go a little bit further back now. Watch here with Jake and Toaster Lord as they are 11th and 12th on the grid. Trying to push each other forward up to Boastful Sloth in that group because he has himself and Medski grouped up together. Kind of reminds me of tandem racing from the 2010s in NASCAR. Watching these 4 drivers race around each other. It's nice to see battling for a position there, Toaster Lord and Jake going around each other. But back up front, you watch here, the top 4 still separated from the guys behind him as now it is 1 second between them. As Razor goes around Nix, and here comes JJ as well. See if there'll be a little bit of a change in the running order here amongst these guys, possibly communicating with each other somehow, trying to get the fastest car out front so that they have a shot to race those 4 guys out front. Well, that's Razor in the 4th position in his number 9 Chevy. We'll go back out front though. C Moneylax trying to lead us at the halfway point in the race. The field has been informed that when they hit 200, the race is over. They will not have any overtime here. If a caution comes out with less than 1 lap to go, or excuse me, if a caution would come out and they'd have to restart with less than 1 to go, they will not go green. So going to be interesting here as we get closer to the end of the race how aggressive these guys decide to be. But at the halfway point of the race, C Moneylax is going to lead us. I bet that's a relief for some of these drivers to get to that halfway point, kind of give them a little bit of a break in the action here. There will not be a halfway caution. However, they are going to continue racing on to the pit stop. So you can see highlighted in yellow is our race leader, C Moneylax 13, driving the number 54 car. Continuing to break away, though, are those top 3 guys from the folks behind him as you see Goodwrench preparing to go 1 lap down in that number 88 car. I believe that is the target car, yes. So he will have to cede his positions as well to the race leader. Possibly could pop back in line behind him. He doesn't look to be moving. Contact made between the race leader and Goodwrench. Oh no, trouble. Goodwrench falls in line and behind NC Boy for life, so not only did he fall 1 lap down, but he's also not racing for the free pass at the moment. Joining the list of drivers 1 lap down, and yeah, that's one of the biggest worries for the race leaders at this point is catching those lap cars and being able to move through them efficiently because they're on the racetrack too for a reason, hoping for a yellow flag. So that is kind of one of the biggest counters that you have to make on the rest of the field when you are the race leader trying to put drivers 1 lap down. As it is all C Moneylax and Sniper out front. Lap 102 of 200 on the race. Just meeting the halfway point now. Some random fans putting out blue smoke. I don't entirely know what that means, so I'm going to pretend that has some significance. But now the top 3 all by themselves. As you can see, NC Boy for life starting to fall back as well. Looks like he's going to tuck in line behind this group of cars, and then that will be maybe a little bit of a battle between him and Goodwrench for the free pass. But we continue to stay green. The top 3 have about a second over the group behind them. Pit stops coming up next. As yes, as you see Moneylax, he's running really low on fuel. So we're going to quickly radio into the field. Hey guys, just a reminder for when you pit, I don't really care how you enter as long as you aren't pulling a Quinn half, but exiting pit road, you need to use the access lane to the backstretch. So you can see, yeah, a lot of damage on the left front of C Money's tire, as he has been on that set of tires for pretty much the whole run. Going to have to be making a pit stop here in the next few laps. As we predicted it, about lap 100 is when drivers are going to start thinking about making pit stops. And that radio message should kind of be an indicator that green flag pit stops are coming up next. See here, no takers between the leaders this time. Razor is starting to gain on our top guys, though. We'll leave that tracker up right now. He is 6% on fuel, so he needs to make a pit stop here in the next 3 laps. But those guys are gaining on the race leaders now, just about a 10th taken out of that lead. And in a race where there's still 100 laps to go, they could easily make that up if they gain about a 10th every 10 laps. They could make it just up to them by the end of the race. But now, as you're going to see here, multiple guys are going to start being scored as a lap down when pit cycle begins, as a result of different guys staying out in different strategies. So if there's a caution mid-strategy, that could really change up the race. Here they come off of 4, and here comes a big group of race cars. Razor leads his pack into pit road for the first green flag stops of the day. Race leaders C Money, Lax, Sniper, and Rewar all stay out this time, but Razor, Nix, JJ, Cameron, and Ty go. Staying green here. Heard an incident happen there on the entry to pit road. Here comes the 5-6 cars, though, leaving the pit lane here. You're going to have to be careful exiting pits. You got to stay apron until the backstretch. So we're riding on board race leaders still on the racetrack to our awareness. And this will be the group to watch, being the first guys to come to pit road if they'll have an advantage coming out. There they go onto the racetrack. And here's the race leaders, though, on that outside lane. They are going, they're going to be right up there with the rest of the field. Going to have to be careful here. Have yet to make their pit stop, so they need to be pitting here shortly, those top 3 as they race around the rest of the field. We'll see if this is going to be the lap where they come in. Doesn't look it, as they were battling for the race lead just about. But because of that, that is a huge advantage to Razor and company to be able to have the draft of the race leaders. They should have pit right there, I would say, because they're going to be able to get even faster by running behind the top 3 drivers, and they're the guys they're trying to catch. So if they don't pit right now, being C Money, Lax, Sniper, and Reward, then that's going to be a big deal. And on top of that, when these guys start formulating to the bottom, they can't pit. So this could be a strategic move by the other drivers to keep them away from making a pit stop and really hurting them, like to the point where they might have to back out on the throttle if they want to come to pit lane this time. So strategic ploy happening here at Indianapolis. We'll see if anybody comes in this time. They won't. And the fuel on C Money, Lax is not looking pretty. So that's a big deal, being able to get in line behind those drivers, that big group of 5, being able to get behind the leaders and now just in front of the leaders, because that's going to give them a big advantage draft-wise this time when they come into pit road. Now Sloth, Toaster, and Jake dart into pit lane together. Running 4th, 5th, and 6th on the racetrack at the time. So we'll continue to monitor if the leaders come down pit road this time. They're just behind that group of cars. You would expect them in this lap or next. And yes, here they come. C Money, Lax, Sniper, and Rewar all in pit lane. So you see Toaster, Lord in as well. So all the top 7 in-game in pit road. And now watch these race leaders as they're going to start flying around. Watching these guys exit pit lane as they need to stay apron till backstretch. Make sure, again, these cars have lots of downforce, so it shouldn't be much of a problem keeping their cars stuck to that access lane. But they come out of pit road there. King A also in the pits. But Sniper, Rewar, and C Money, Lax all through pit road here. And again, the talk of the town. You see this big chunk in the top right corner of your screen. Well, it was in the top right corner of your screen, being that group of cars versus the race leaders. They should have a very large advantage over them because of how late they pitted and having that draft. So here comes what will be the race leaders, led by Razor, over the guys who are coming out of pit road right now. They got to stay apron until backstretch. We'll see who comes out first. As contact with the cones goes, I believe, Sniper. But here they come off of turn 2. The question is, Razor and them have a lot more momentum, so will there be a battle for the race lead? Yes, there will be. Here comes Razor to the top. Side by side with Coleman and breezes by him for the race lead. Those folks behind him did not stand a chance, but something did change. They're all together now. This is something we have not seen since the beginning of the run. Xr going to lead the field after pit cycle. Him and Nix now go side by side. Nix takes over the top spot, and now all of the top 8 back together again. Again, a huge move by those 5 to pit early and get in line with the race leaders before they made their stop, because that's what made the 9/10 of a second difference. The white flag is 199, the checkered's 200. So here they come, though, the race leaders all the way through. This is now an entire 8-car pack for the top spot. So race leader Xr over Nix, over JJ, over Cameron, over Ty for the top 5. So we're going to take a quick moment here to switch over my Discord account. We'll be right back. I want to apologize there for the background music. So they go into turn number 3 this time. Wow, that is really annoying. But Xr leads over Nick's Designs. They are nose to tail on each other. Gosh, that is loud. Good grief. But behind them, you see JJ Reds and company. They are all together now. Hey, John, you are live on the air right now, so be cognizant of what you're saying. But going into turn number 1, here comes Nick's Designs, Xr, JJ Reds, Cameron, and Ty at the top 5. So if you're just hearing, or if you're just joining us in now, we have a newest member to the booth to keep my brain from turning numb. It's Who's Easy, a very, very strong driver, owner and founder of IEC, International Esports Central, looking to join us here for the second half of the race. John, how you doing?
Pretty good, Frxsty. I'm doing great. Hopefully it's a good race. I haven't really watched too much besides Rewar being a land shark, but yeah.
Yeah, let me know if you need an invite. Yeah, it's been a pretty good race so far. I'll do a quick recap for everybody at home as well. Seen 6 cautions today at 115 laps. The first one came out for Blue Streak going around off the nose of Rewar. Ended up eliminating himself, Druss, Cherry, and Camo. And now hearing something over the call. Toaster Lord, not sure what happened there to him. Oh, he had to exit the event due to the time. That's unfortunate. Thank you, Toaster, for being here with us tonight. But we had one incident there happen with Blue Streak, Druss, Cherry, and... Hang on one second. Yes, he had to go. So anyways, Blue Streak, Druss, Cherry, and Camo go around in an early incident together. Those 4 DNF. And then since then, we've seen single car crashes leading to DNFs out of Tucson, JBTC, and NFSMW Legend. And then Toaster Lord just had to depart under his own power. So, race lead right now, Nick's Designs. We just made our pit cycle, Who's Easy. And up front we are. Do you need an invite?
I need more than an invite. I'm gonna send you something here. You gotta tell me what it is. Just give me 1 second.
That doesn't sound promising. But up for the race lead, Xr leads over Nick's Designs. And they're side by side as we speak. Where are you sending this to? So down the straightaway they go, watching the battle for the race lead. Xr and Nick's Designs. 1-2 right now. JJ Reds rides in third. But you see that orange car in front of him? That is NC Boy for life. He's 1 lap down in the 12th position. Currently he scored the first car 1 lap down. If we do see a caution flag come out, he's in that group of race cars as we speak. But battling for the race lead once again, Nix and Xr. as you continue to watch on. This is the FRC Network. You know, watching us here Friday night, we have a NASCAR series we would love for you to be a part of. Reach out to myself, Xr Frxsty, on any social media platform you have. If you want to join us in on some of the action here in an event like this or our NASCAR series. But right now, really, the top 5 cars are all in a blanket. But look at these guys out back. We missed it. Rewar, C-Money, and Sniper have all fallen out of the lead pack, as it appears that they're also encountering a lap driver. That was King A in his red mobile. So those 5 have separated themselves, the top 5, from the 3 that were leading the race before the pit cycle. Again, big development there. As something just happened to Who's Easy. We'll get him back later. But Nick's Designs, Razor lead right now. And, you know, if these guys in 6th, 7th, and 8th can kind of catch up to the rest of the field, or excuse me, kind of get into a single file formation. Now they've got a little bit more support as well from 7th and 8th. If they can get themselves single file here, that would be really helpful for their case, because these guys are still battling for the race lead amongst each other. So they can gain lap time if they can get on top of each other as we reach 80 to go. John, you alive over there?
Yeah, I'm alive. You need to answer your text message.
Oh. Oops.
I was trying to hack my way in, dude.
Sorry about that.
There we go.
Yeah, we did that so that none of the drivers from the league that start with L get in here. But we're on lap number 120 here off of turn number 4, and we've got a battle for the race lead. Nick's Designs and Razor are right on top of each other here, down the front straightaway. JJ Red still in 3rd. Let's go on board with JJ here as he rides on in the number 92 car. In the naked Honda. Excuse me, Chevy. You can see these top 2 have been racing each other really hard for a while. 4 cars are now scored 1 lap down. The first car 1 lap down is NC Boy for life. He's the car right in front of the 92, along with King A, Old Goodwrench, and Cosmos. So all those guys are going to be really hoping for a yellow flag here to get themselves back into it. But nevertheless, still side by side for the race lead.
They're getting pretty racy for being a decent amount away from the white flag. I don't know if Razor's probably not too happy with Nick's Designs racing him pretty hard. I know Razor very well. He wants to be calm and cool here. Try to lead a straight line train until the end, but Nick's Designs got better plans, I guess.
Yeah, these 2 have been racing each other super hard since the get-go, and really ever since that kind of start of the 6th stint, they have been right on top of each other and racing each other back and forth for the lead. And again, if Rewar, C-Moneylax, and Sniper can kind of get grouped up together, that could allow them to gain on these race leaders because of them slowing each other down side drafting. But it doesn't appear that that's happened yet. Again, before you joined us, John, Rewar, C-Money, and Sniper Hyper, all 3 of them were the race leaders, and they ended up staying out a few laps longer than these top 5 that you see on the racetrack right now. And because of that, it caused Rewar's group to be right aligned with Razor's group before Rewar pitted, and that caused those guys to have a huge surplus of draft, and it gave them the race lead off of pit stops. So we're really watching those 8 cars. Behind them, the next car in line is DMS Jake. He's 24 seconds behind Sniper and is threatening, him at 10th and 11th place are trying to stay on the lead lap. But have not seen a caution. This is the longest stint that we've had so far today, running strong, about 40 laps now under green and counting down, as we are inside 100 laps to go here for our first ever FRC Indianapolis 500. And again, if you are enjoying tonight's race and want to see more like this, please give us some feedback in the comment section below if you're on YouTube or in the chat on Twitch. We'd greatly appreciate that. So you see now Solar Cosmos in threat of losing another lap here to the race leaders in his number 27 eBay Motors Chevy. We'll go on to his rear view facing camera, kind of give you an idea of where the field is behind them.
This is going to give these guys a huge draft going into turn number 4. Very curious to see what they do with it here.
Yep, as Cosmos is instructed to seed for blue flag, so he should be pulling out of the way here. We'll see if he does. Nope.
He is. He's also racing it.
Yep. As this makes his job that much harder trying to get himself back into this race, being 2 laps down. The first driver 2 laps down on the grid. So again, it's all Razor right now out front. Nick's Designs close with him. JJ Red's 3rd. King Cameron 4th and Ty 5th. As again, if you're just joining us, tonight is this event is the culmination of our 5-year anniversary celebration for Frosty's racing community and esports. Starting in June of 2020, we began racing on NASCAR Heat 4 and has made it all the way here 5 years later. So we like putting on these special events every now and then to celebrate some pretty big milestones. As you see JJ Red's brushing the grass there in the 4th position. But we like to do these types of events to kind of celebrate these milestones, and the FRC has not had an open wheel race since 2024 with our Formula 1 series, which has since been vacated. So really fun event for everybody. IndyCar joined the Forza Motorsport landscape earlier this month with their update number 20, and we look forward to putting on events like this a lot. And you know, there's another series that I'm sure Who's Easy could tell you folks about that is running IndyCar here coming up in a good couple of weeks if you want to see more IndyCar action.
Yeah, IEC is going to be putting on a IndyCar series to finish off our Cup Series. Once our Cup Series is over, the IndyCar side will take it over on the Saturday nights. If you guys are interested in racing that, you can always head over to IEC, just discord.gg/join-IEC. If you're interested in this type of racing, we will be having it on Saturday nights.
Saturday night under the lights, baby! Yeah, IEC is a great partner of FRC's. We greatly appreciate us helping each other along in the league.
I'll be commentating your Cup Series next season, so
yeah, get used to this, boys.
I can do a little bit of a plug.
Oh gosh,
you can do the same.
I just did.
Hey, you got a plug in my series. You got it right in the Discord, so.
Yep. But lap 129 of 200 here. Look at the race leaders. They're getting all over each other now. 2 lap cars being Solar Cosmos and NC right in this big lead pack. And it is causing a lot of jostling between track positions. That seems to be my favorite word when we broadcast, jostling.
I bet you these lead lap cars are not too happy with these cars that are a lap down right now. I see a big lift out of the pack right there, halfway down the back straightaway. That was very strange. Pretty much 2nd and 3rd just both got side by side and lifted pretty heavily right there. It was very concerning, but looks like they're going to keep it going here. Back on the gas once again. Nick's Designs back up to Razor's rear end here.
Yeah, and you know, it's interesting because when that happened, Rewar's pack, I was about to mention they were losing time to the race leaders, but they gained 4 tenths. So whatever happened there, maybe it was a miscommunication between the 2 drivers, because I know that they're close with one another. Maybe that could have been something. But if those types of things continue to happen as we're watching the fight for the race lead, that could bring Rewar's group right back into it, as those 3 guys still sit 6th, 7th, and 8th. And it's kind of interesting now looking at our track map on the top right. The field, despite being green for like 60 laps now, has culminated into 3 big groups, being the lead folks, Rewar, C-Money, and Sniper, and then Medski on back as a whole group of cars. We'll take a quick look at them. They ride 9th, 10th, 11th, and pretty much everybody else in the field that is on the lead lap. So we're on lap 131 of 200.
I can tell you right now, even though they're single file train right now, they are lifting pretty heavily behind Razor here, because if anybody knows if anybody's really raced Forza Motorsport, you're able to blow right past Razor, as we've seen Nick's Design do it multiple times. So these guys are being very patient, very calm, just trying to let these laps go by, as we see one of the cars blocking Cosmos back there pretty heavily, almost caused them to go in the grass, but yeah, very calm and cool for the most part, other than racing these lap cars.
Yeah, and you can tell just the more laps that tick down, the more frustrating that has to be for the race leaders. Because if we don't see another caution, it could be literally these cars racing for the milk at the end of the race to try to kiss the bricks. So going to be interesting here to see kind of what happens as Cosmos is racing him rather hard, trying his absolute hardest to minimize the damage of being 2 laps down. But Nick's Designs leads him off of turn number 2. Razor hot on his coattails, and something happened with Cameron. I think it's just the fact that Cosmos has raced him so hard because the top 2 are relatively gone. 0.6 of a second is really hard to make back up, and these lap cars are really throwing a wrench in the race leader's plans. That hurt Cameron more than anybody.
I hate to say it, Frosty, but I don't think these guys are going to get back up to these front 2. We've seen it in any other series. It's pretty fast being 2 cars on track. If you're able to get into position like this, these 2 are going to be working together. Razor's not going to try to pass Nick's Designs, I can guarantee you. He's just going to try to push him away right now.
Here in some non-race costumes. Race comms. I love my life. Anyways.
Yeah, it's definitely probably causing some frustration back there, all that racing going on.
Oh, don't worry, it's
because
not
these
them.
guys know. Oh, it's not them. Okay.
Nope. No, it's not. But yeah, the top 2 have now been separated from the guys behind him, and JJ Reds is gaining a little bit of time on the race leader.
I
It
see
has
that.
gone from 0.6 to 4. He's got the support of Ty right on his back bumper. So I mentioned it earlier in the show. It kind of reminds me of like the NASCAR Cup Series back when they had the COT cars, kind of having to do a little bit of tandem drafting to get themselves up there. That's what we're seeing out front right now. Also, if you're checking in on Rewar and company, they've gained about 0.5 of a second since the last time we checked in on them. So making good effort there from 6th to 8th.
They just got to keep close together, keep it in a straight line train, do not lift, stay as close as you possibly can, and as smooth as you possibly can, and they will get up there as these guys keep jerking around on the straightaway. You see, even though they're going down to the front, to the pit wall there, trying to shut off some draft, that's actually slowing their cars down a little bit because of that friction. So as long as these guys can remain what they're doing right now, they're going to keep on closing.
Yep, and you know, something that we see in NASCAR, that we've seen in different sports car series, is that once those guys get like 6-7 tenths away when there's 2 cars in front of them, it's nearly impossible to catch them. But IndyCar's different. JJ Red's able to get right back up there, so just kind of exemplifying the really good racing that we're seeing right now in the FRC Indy 500. And it's competitive too. You know, these guys are pouring their all into it. 136 laps. We started this event at 8:15. It's now 10:30 Eastern. So they really want to get this win because they've been spending a lot of time getting up to this point in the first place. So, as you see now, another driver looking to go 1 lap down. This DMS Jake in his machine. Excuse me, no, it's not. That is Old Good Wrench in the number 13 car as he seeds for the race leaders. Yeah, now just 1.1 seconds here separates Cameron from those race leaders. It looks like he must
They have a very slow car on the racetrack around the front straightaway. I don't know who that is. But the pack of NC Boy and Cosmos, and I believe that is Cameron, had to desperately avoid him. He was very slow on the racetrack.
I think that was Old Good
Seems to be okay now. Yeah, that's going to help this next pack, though, with Rewar. That's just an extra draft down the front straightaway for him.
Yep.
Going to help speed up this train. They're going to actually catch this group of 3 cars because of that.
Yeah, that'll be
He is in drafting distance now.
So yeah, something up with Old Good Wrench's car. No damage seen on the telemetry, but definitely something out of whack in that number 13 car. We'll see if he darts into pit road. He chooses not to that time. And look at the guys behind the leaders. Oh my gosh. That's NC Boy for life making a big block.
If they want a chance of getting back up to this front pack, they're going to have to work with this group of 4 cars with Rewar here. 'Cause that'd be 7 or 8 cars, I believe, right there that'll be able to push up to the front. If they can all be in a single file train, that's going to be pretty quick. As the front 4 look like they're almost racing each other. I've seen them side by side a couple times.
Yeah, most
They're
definitely.
straightening it out now.
That was close. going through the corners here this time. Again, we're still watching on the stream that kind of 4-car breakaway for the race lead as we are at 60 laps to go. And it's a hornet's nest for 5th on back. Oh!
Uh-oh.
Had a lag out possibly at a EVR rewar.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, he's in the wall. Big damage to the 12. What has happened to rewar? A possible lag spike. See money lag flags out of the race.
Out.
A lag out and a huge hit of damage to rewar, and they'll have to stay green as that was a 2-car incident, not 3, so detrimental for rewar. A driver who led so many laps in this race will now more
That's
than
very
likely
strange.
go
We
one
see
if not two
Ty
down.
slow on the racetrack as well here on the back straightaway. He was in that lead group of cars, and now he's fallen way back. I don't know if he thought the caution was coming out or what, but he lifted right at the start-finish line there.
Interesting, because the caution does not come out as displayed for
The leaders are pitting.
Everybody's pitting. It's like, yeah, the end of a cycle, so now everybody and their mother's coming down pit road. And that might actually help rewar a little bit, just stay on the lead lap because he had to pit just 1 lap earlier than everybody else, but yikes, that's tough. Rewar is going to need a caution to get back into this one, but one driver stays on the racetrack that is a lead lap car, and it's Sniper. He's going to lead his first laps of the day on the number 2 Chevy. He's drafting with Solar Cosmos, who is 1 lap down on the verge of 2, along with Old Goodwrench, who is behind him in the target car. Yes, that adds onto our list now 9 DNFs on the day, and 2 of those 9 were for lag and or having to leave under their own power. The other 7 yes. Here comes the field. Now the race leader Sniper in pit road. That gives Sloth the race lead if he stays out this time. He has 16% on fuel and cars behind him, so he can stay out a few more laps, maybe run it long, hope for a caution. That would be the best case scenario for the number 28 car. So you can see those cars, the lappers now working around him. So yeah, these guys are going to need a caution to get grouped back up. The real biggest loser there out of the whole deal was rewar, getting involved in the incident, having to limp it to pit road. Thankfully for him, it happened right as the cycle started, so that minimizes the damage, but evidently still just really, really difficult for him and his team.
See how they merge on the back straightaway as Razor and JJ are going to be able to fly right by these guys. Pretty close, though.
Yep, most definitely. Out here, and a few guys are getting ready to come to pit road here. So race leader now, DMS Jake. Him and Sloth continuing to stay out as they have a little bit more fuel than the rest of the field, pitted a bit later. So they are right now, I like this strategy. It is really just hope for a caution. When you're in a position like that where you know you can't catch the field on your own, hoping for a yellow in this type of situation is definitely the best thing to do, and they're both holding onto it right now. Medsky in third doing the same thing as well. These guys were 9th, 10th, 11th. But watching these 3 for the race lead right now, or what will be the race lead after the cycle, Razor, JJ Reds, and Ty. Those are the 3, or excuse me, that's not Ty. Nix, Razor, and JJ Reds, those 3 are right on top of each other as Medsky goes into pit lane. Heading to refuel and get new tires on that C4 energy machine. So, DMS, Jake, and Sloth still on the racetrack trying to run their fuel cells dry in hopes for a yellow flag. But behind them will be the provisional battle for the race lead between Razor, Nix, and JJ. Then, of course, behind them, Ty, Sniper... Uh-oh, I think my phone died. Oh, there we go. Behind them, the group Ty, Sniper, Cameron, and a bunch of lapped cars. And unfortunately for Rewar, he's all the way by himself in 10th. Really going to need a yellow flag to get back into this race. See one car leaving pit road. That is Medsky in his C4 Energy Mobile, the 25.
I like what this second group is doing right now. Being a very... Oh, never mind. Commentator's curse! One of them has just smacked the wall.
Yep, the 10
Just might lose the draft here. As soon as I opened my mouth, they were running pretty single file, looking very smooth, and now one of them hit the wall, so...
And then bam! Right.
We're down to 4.
So watching these two guys out front still, Sloth and Jake, they are all by themselves running their fuel cells dry, praying for a yellow flag. Well, I guess not, because now they're just racing each other. But hey, what have you added to the list of drivers that have led laps in tonight's race? I think we're up to 10. So 10 different race leaders at least. That's pretty good. A good batting average for the folks in the field. But Razor, Nick's Designs, and JJ Reds are the 3 that are all by themselves and will be battling for the race lead when the cycle kind of equalizes out. And that might have been the final pit stop of the race. If not, they're going to be really close to the end, being just over 50 to go. John, I'm going to go take a quick bathroom break. If you'd be willing to talk to them about IEC while I'm gone, I'd appreciate it, and we'll be right back.
IEC.
FRC, whatever. You know what I meant.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Still a 3-car battle out front. Still racing each other between Nick's Designs and Razor, still side by side, constantly swapping positions. This is going to hurt them a little bit. Kind of constantly lose some speed here. I'm actually going to look at their lap time comparison here between them and the second group here. Once Razor hits the line, we'll see what kind of lap time he just put down. He just ran a 40.679, and we'll see what Ty's just hit. He ran a... Oh, he's actually running slower. A 40.9. So that second group they're not very coordinated right now. They need to run single file. They can't afford Cosmos here to keep pulling it to double wide on them. This is the problem with this plate track racing. Is even though you're sitting behind somebody, if you feel like you're so much faster because the draft makes you so much quicker than the guy that's in front of you, so you feel like you can do anything. You're the fastest car on the racetrack, but as soon as you pull double wide, it's just going to kill everybody's speed. So you got to just work together, have the patience, stay in line. You're going to be a lot faster single file running in a train.
Broken Mike's back.
Yes, and Cosmos hits the wall.
Great curse.
That's going to slow that pack down even more.
We're back. Thank you, John, for taking up. God, this mic sucks. Thanks for taking over for me. I appreciate it. God.
It sounds fine on my end.
That makes one of us. For the race lead, Nick's Designs holds over Razor and JJ as we cross 50 to go. I know these guys are like, thank God. We've been going for almost 3 hours.
Even though these guys up front are racing each other constantly, I was just saying to the folks that they are running about the same lap times as a second group of cars. So this second group of cars is very unorganized with Cosmos here trying to pull it double wide.
And, you know, you got to wonder why exactly they're doing that in the first place, because that
now
doesn't
they're 3
really
wide.
help them. Yeah, that's smart. Very smart. Interesting as to why exactly they're doing that, but that's okay. I guess it gives us something to watch as these guys, it's mostly lap cars in this pack. It's just Sniper and Ty on the lead lap, and Cameron, but it's Cosmos that are a lap down, kind of throwing a wrench in their plans because they're not going to be able to get single file with him right in the middle right there.
Cosmos door banging some of these cars down the straightaway. I swear it's NASCAR.
He better be thankful that these tires are practically made of titanium, because that would be a puncture in any other form of open wheel racing. But yeah, watching this battle for 4th position between Ty, Sniper, and Cameron. They're nose to tail, Ty and Sniper. Oh. There we go. Sorry, I just had a...
We're going to see another crossover from Razor here, I think.
Does my microphone sound okay?
Yeah, it sounds great.
All right. That's new.
Side by side for the race leaders once again. Razor diving to the inside.
I don't think him and
Just
Nick are getting along very well.
Just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. JJ's like, I'm not going to be a part of that. You guys can keep doing that. One of you are going to hit the wall at one point, and I'm just going to take the position. And as Nick's Designs with a crossover coming back once again, this is just slowing their laps down. Like, I don't understand why they're doing this, because if this second pack starts organizing and actually working together, they're going to start reeling in this first pack pretty easily. Now you got Cosmos out of the picture. Now they should be able to start putting down some laps, and we just saw it right here. Coming to the start-finish line, Razor's lap time. We'll see it right now. 40.4, 40.6. It's ran at 40.6. Let's see what Ty just ran. Or 40.5. So a 10th faster difference between the cars.
That's surprising because, you know, their qualifying time, they were running 38-second laps, so big fall off from qualifying to race. So now you see JJ Wright's going for the race lead. He said, enough of that, I want it, in that naked Chevrolet.
This is the best thing that Ty, Sniper, and Cameron can see right now, is those guys just constantly battling, as we're going to just keep seeing them reeling them in slowly but surely. It's not going to be a huge gain, but it's something.
Yeah,
all you have to do is get within 180. If you can get within 180 feet of the guy in front of you, you are inside the draft. So that's the goal for these guys.
Yeah, as you're watching the one car go a lap down, that's B. Metzke. He gets right in front of Ty, or excuse me, right in front of Nix. So that's going to hurt them even more. Seeing Razor and JJ, the top two cars in the field, that makes me think that we may see a little bit more organized single file action here, keeping Nix in that third position. We'll see what they do down the straightaway, and I was wrong. Maybe not. Looking a little bit more organized now. I think they're starting to see Ty and company grow a little bit bigger in their mirror, so they want to be able to kind of hold as much of an advantage as they can, as they're just cracking under 2 seconds now, the distance between the top three and 4th through 6th.
Yeah, another lap just went by, another 10th. Another 10th faster here, so they're definitely faster sitting in a single file line, not passing each other.
Yep.
They just got to stay tight, close together, and which they're doing right now.
And you know, it may take a little bit of time. On average, it might take another 20 laps to get them there, but we still have 45 laps to go in tonight's event. So
that's plenty of time, Frosty. That's plenty of time. And especially when these leaders are constantly doing this.
They're ahead of schedule. That time up 2 tenths, nearly 3. So these three working very well together. Ty, Sniper, and Cameron. You know, these guys don't necessarily like each other in our NASCAR division, so I would be lying if I said I'm a little surprised that they're working so well together, but they are doing a very good job. 1.8 seconds the distance between the leaders in this pack.
Very veteran move by these guys, and just, you know, with that situation, not really liking each other, you got to think of the bigger picture here. You know, you got the problem driver behind you or in front of you, but you got to think about a bigger picture. Use that guy for your advantage. If you can push him up to the next pack, do it. Yeah.
Now starting to see these leaders get a little bit more organized, but you know, especially with the lap car in there as well, that could change how these guys race. And more lap cars in front of them. I believe that's Rewar.
JJ's racing Razor now.
There goes the mic. Figured it happened. Yeah, these two racing hard. 1.7 seconds now the distance between the top 3 and 4th through 6th. So
the only thing is, this lap right here, the lead cars are going to be a little bit faster just because of this slingshot they're getting off of these 2 lap cars. But I don't know what JJ's doing.
He's pushing him hard down the straightaway. I would be pooping myself if I'm Sloth right now.
He had a wide open track to the right, and he just said, nope, I'm going behind him.
Sloth.
Maybe just wants to add more cars to the pack. I don't know. But they are almost 3 wide for the race lead here.
Now he jumps to the outside lane. Here comes Sloth.
Huge blocks with a huge block by Sloth there.
What is the race leader doing? This is crazy. This is great for Ty and company, because the harder that these guys race each other, they practically crashed right there. It brought Ty 0.3 of a second in that straightaway alone. Now 1.3 seconds.
One mistake by one of those guys, and they're going to be trailing this draft here.
It's like IEC IMSA all over again at Road Atlanta. I'm going to start screaming whoa every 2 seconds with how big these blocks are. Sloth holding strong in that 8th position.
Ty putting some miracle laps down. He's only 1/1000th of a second off of his last lap, so they are running very strong lap times right here.
And they're in the frame. 1 second now the gap. And counting. They are very close to being inside of this kind of, I wouldn't say a bubble, but kind of this pocket of air that'll bring them right up to the race leaders.
For example, that pack that just got involved with that lead pack there, Nick's Designs ran a 41-second lap time. He was a second off of what they were running just a little while ago. Another 41-second lap time. They are a second off, And now, Ty, they are inside that draft bubble now. They are well inside of it. Huge run down the back straightaway here.
Watch for Ty in the number 55 machine. Sniper and Cameron in tow. It's one thing to get to the leaders. It's another thing to pass.
We're going to see the fastest lap time on the track right here by Ty.
Yep, that time by the lap car does not give him any troubles there getting up there, but now it's up to them to get up to Metzke here. We have ourselves a race. The top 6 are all right on top of each other. Here comes Ty to the inside. Metzke's going to give him that lane into the corner. They're side by side for the race lead between, I believe that is, no, they weren't side by side for the lead. The side by side between Sloth, 1 lap down, and Razor. You know Razor's frustrated right now, having to race this lapped car as hard as he is. But, you know, for Sloth, it is super important because if you can stay on the lead lap and a yellow comes out, he's back in the race. If he goes 1 lap down, he'll have to restart in the tail end, and that would be a much harder situation for him. But you know these race leaders are very frustrated, and that's a part of it. Trying to maneuver your way around lap traffic, and especially with Forza and their cracked out draft, it makes it that much harder. But look at Ty right on the back bumper of Nix.
Talk about a cracked out draft. I just said Ty was going to put down the fastest lap time, and he did 40.282.
Incredible lap by Ty, and he's looking really strong right now. Look at all of these cars together. I swear you would expect with pit cycles it would make the cars separated from each other, but this is the closest they've been in nearly 100 laps.
Now the thing is, they caught up to this pack. They're inside the pack. They just got to be careful. You cannot hit that wall, put yourself in a position where you're going to lose this draft here.
Yeah, now you see another driver preparing to go 1 lap down. That's EVR Rewar. Definitely disappointing day for him. Had so much good going for him there before, unfortunately, getting into the wall there and having to come down pit road unscheduled. That was very unfortunate for him. He is looking to stay on the lead lap, but it's going to be hard with this big group of cars. But again, you have to watch for the battle for the lead lap because it will be between Rewar and Sloth if the leaders can get up to Rewar. I didn't say battle for the lead. I meant lead lap. God. Frosty's on drugs. But here we go. Inside of 40 laps to go in this race. And this is getting spicy. Razor leads. JJ second. Nick's third. Ty fourth. Cameron fifth. And a whole lot of lap cars in between. Again, folks, if you're enjoying tonight's event, please give us a follow or a subscription if you're on YouTube or Twitch. And let us know what you thought of tonight's race and if this could be a possible series in the future. I want to say thank you so far to everybody who's watching us live on twitch.tv/FRC Network. Into the corner they go, and yeah, this is lap traffic galore for the race leaders behind them. Razor finally in clean air again. Let's go to his rear view facing camera, kind of give you an idea. Well, maybe not. That's just JJ pushing him. But let's go further back here. This is where the battle is behind Ty. He's got a lapped car of Sloth who, looks like maybe got him a little bit loose there. Has to dive to the inside lane. And then alongside him, King Cameron. You know, I don't think I've ever commentated this long in a race before. I'm surprised my voice is still with me. I'll start screaming eventually. But lap 166 of 200 here in tonight's race. It's all Razor right now leading over JJ.
Uh-oh.
We have a disconnection on the racetrack. Going to be listening in to see who that was. Solar Cosmos. 2 laps down, pits, and DNFs out of the race. So that will not be a caution as he chose to leave under his own power. He'll call it a night in the number 27 car. So that means that we have had 11 DNFs in tonight's, 10 DNFs in tonight's race. Back down under his own power. So 10 DNFs in tonight's race. That's not a very good batting average, but multiple of them. Oh, no.
Wait a minute. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Are you see what I'm seeing?
Yes. We've got land sharks!
Oh, my goodness.
Sloth is a land shark. Metzke's a land shark. I don't know who the other one is.
They're like an RC car. It's like high pitch.
I made that joke already. Yeah, you get on their onboard. It's like... So the lap cars are no longer with us, literally. As they are now under the racetrack, and that's maybe we'll have to submit the stream to Forza.
That's a brand new glitch. Oh my goodness, I've never seen that before in any kind of Forza.
Oh, and in their game, they aren't seeing that problem. The other drivers can see them just fine, but the stream, on the other hand, yeah, no. So we'll have to wait
I'm
for
curious
another
if that's just with
disconnection.
the Indy cars.
I don't know, but whatever that is concerning. At least it's not Rewar this time. Never mind, yes it is. No, it's not. Rewar's still there. But, gosh, we're about to hit lap 169 of 200 on today's race. The white flag is 199, the checkered 200. So, watching their fuel, they are going to have to possibly make another pit stop here towards the end of the race. The question is, will they all try to pit together or try to disperse it a little bit and give themselves an advantage? We'll have to see here. Maybe some guys try to pit in a little bit early and jump the gun a little bit on their lap time. But yeah, you can hear the leaders zoom by on our screen, and then the RC cars going, "Ah!" God.
Right by
pretty
the
much.
screen.
So that's great. Yeah, when this goes up on YouTube later tonight, people will be asking me a lot of questions, I'm sure. That's okay, as we are on lap 169 of 200. Now all these guys holding tight together. Only the top 6 are on the lead lap, and they all just happen to be racing each other for the win. Sniper Hyper the furthest away from this pack, and that's just 2/10. He'll be back down, or he'll be back up there by the end of the straightaway for sure. See if he'll push Cameron or try to get to his inside here as they're both starting to fall backwards just a little bit. Yes, he'll push him back forward to the rest of the group. So if the caution comes out right now, Boastful Sloth is able to get his lap back, and that'll be huge for him, as we are at 30 laps to go. Hearing lots of non-race comms. I'm not going to lose my you-know-what. As we're on lap 171. Trying to let Rewar do his job and not butt in. So one car goes through the grass there. I'm not sure who that was. Might have been an RC car. You know, we're having a great battle for the lead lap. Or for the first car one lap down between the not really visible Sloth and Rewar. I wish we could show that battle a little bit more, because that is huge if a caution comes out, but we can't really see it, so kudos to them, I suppose.
I can say right now, this track is completely rubbered in. As you see, the pavement's almost black on the back straightaway.
Yeah.
Absolutely wild.
I think it's safe to say
where these cars got tar for tires.
Yeah, for real. It almost looks like they repaved a singular groove of Indy.
Exactly.
But Razor has now led a good chunk of this section of the race. I believe he is getting closer to the most laps led on tonight's race so far in that Jack Daniels number 9 car. Behind him, the JJ Red's making his return to the FRC in the number 92 Naked Chevy. And of course, third place, Nick's Designs making his return as well in the number 15. Yeah, I wish that we could actually see some of the cars, but now I'm just sidetracked by Sloth's deranged engine.
See, I'm starting to wonder whenever the desperation is going to start setting in here, because we just seen Sniper had a little mishap and almost lost the draft here on the back straightaway. He's caught back right back up to him, but like the desperation's going to start setting into where you want to have a little bit better of a track position, because as soon as somebody makes a mistake in front of you, you're going to have to check up, and that's going to make you lose the draft. So if I'm him, I want to be at least in the top 3 or 4, so I do not want to be at the tail end of the pack.
Cars in pit road now to begin the cycle. Boastful Sloth comes in all by himself in that RC car. Oh my god, I went on his onboard. He was under the track. Hey, he's back on the track now. I guess all you have to do is go to pit road. So Sloth just went, he just defined the laws of physics. He re-emerged. Yep. Some would call that reincarnation in the IndyCar series. Can't wait to see that in the IC IndyCar series. Random cars exploding. King A is also in pit road.
My luck, they'll be all invisible. Well, you'll just hear them going around the track. We're watching a bunch of mosquitoes right now. You can't see them because they're going so fast, but
they do call it the fastest racing on Earth, literally. Sloth comes out of pit road, and yes, we can see him again, so that's a better sign.
Oh, and he's in the grass there.
Whoa!
Almost had a huge mistake. He almost ate that tire barrier.
Yeah, that would have been a
out of
big hit for the 28 car, but he saves the car. Unfortunately for him, though, he's going to have no shot of hanging with these top guys in their draft. So that's good for Reward, though, because that means that he will be able to receive the free pass if there is a caution. But we're at 25 laps to go. And, John, this is the longest stint we've had under green so far today, getting up to, I believe, 100 laps under green. As there goes Metzke in pit road. He now reemerges. Same with Jake. Welcome back to the chat, guys. Watching the damage on Razor's car, 14% left on his fuel. So yes, these guys will have to make one more pit stop before the end of this race, and that's going to really change up how this goes. As now you see JJ, it looked like he wanted to look to the inside for the race lead, thinks better of it and gets back in line. As you see now Cameron looking to the bottom lane of Nix. And again, like you mentioned, desperation. Contact there with a lapped car. Uh-oh, that wasn't very good. I'm not entirely sure who that is. I think that was Rewar. I'm not entirely sure. But regardless, though, like you mentioned, the desperation has got to be setting in soon because any of these 6 could win the race if they make the right decisions. And it all starts with this pit stop coming up as we're on lap 177 of 200. So you see now Metzke comes out of pit road, and for some reason his engine is still really messed up, but at least we can see him now. I don't know if you can hear his engine. It sounds like a pipsqueak.
Yeah, I can hear it. Very strange. Very strange.
We love Forza Motorsport and all their great glitches. But yeah, if you're tuning in with us, it is just past 11 o'clock here on the East Coast. Thank you all for being with us here so far. We greatly appreciate it. And yeah, this has been a long one as it stands. But we're getting close to the end of this race. And it is II Razor leading over JJ. Man, we should have added some like really goofy commercial break and then just make all the ads IEC and FRC. That'd be funny. We'll be right back. Down, down, down. You know, that could be an idea for server boosters. Give them a paid advertisement spot.
Yeah, just a commercial.
We'll be right back because now I'm going to show you someone's... Never mind. Lap 178 of 200 here, and II Razor leads over JJ Reds, Nix Designs, Cameron, Ty, and Sniper. All 6 of them racing for the milk. And when I say the milk, I don't mean kangaroo milk, though. If you're watching, hello. They're racing to get a piece of kangaroo.
God. That commercial idea would be pretty funny.
I'm telling you it would. Going into
you ever get bored of Friday nights? Well, come on over to FRC and race the Cup Series.
Oh my god. And it'll just be like, it'll be Caleb smashing his controller or something. This league is fun! 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 And C-Boy for Life comes into pit road for a scheduled stop. He now goes 2 laps down. Getting just enough fuel to make it to the end of the race. And again, we're monitoring Razor as he only has 4% left on his fuel. He's got to make a stop this lap or next. We'll see what he decides to do and if any of these leaders come with him. Because, again, it's a risk you take by staying out an extra lap, but the question is that something you want to do? Is this time Razor comes in and so does everybody and their mother.
Yeah, Rewar's kind of forced to go with them. If not, he's just going to lose this lead pack. Cannot afford to be by yourself on this racetrack. You have to have friends.
Doesn't have much of a choice here, but here comes the whole field, and this is the money stop. Because the driver who comes out first from here has a great chance to win the race. But all 6 of them wrapped under a blanket. We'll see what happens here. Razor and company in the pits. We're inside 20 laps to go now. As you see, Ty for the moment, the race leader. We'll see who comes out first. Whether it be Razor or JJ, it looks like it will be Razor. And something was wrong with JJ because Nix Designs, oh, that's great for Razor because it means lots of battling. But Nix Designs gets out ahead of the 92. Here they come out of pit road. Enter as the leader, leave as the leader. That's what happens when you have 120 laps of green flag action here. Razor leads them over Nix Designs, JJ Reds, and they're going to be racing all the way through to the backstretch. And here they come. Clean stops out of the top 3, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. They're going to have some work to do if they want to catch back up. 0.3 of a second separate Cam from JJ. I wonder if that may have been a difference of tires. So they have work to do. Inside 20 laps to go in the first ever FRC Indy 500. 13 drivers remain on the course. Razor leads over Nix, over JJ, over Cameron, Ty, and Sniper Hyper in 6th. We're going to take a moment to go on board with Sniper, as he is right in the crosshair of these race leaders. You know it's got to be a late night for some of these guys, getting pretty tired on the East Coast, getting closer and closer to midnight as the laps wind down, but you know that it is all going to be worth it if they're the ones kissing the bricks at the end of the night. And also these guys have a $25 purse on the line here, so race winner is going to be getting a good payday. So now Nix Designs takes the race lead from Razor. And this is something we've seen a lot today. Nix and Razor racing each other pretty hard. Now the question is, will Razor prefer to sit in line and try to maybe push Nix until it is time to go, or will he try to get the race lead back? Now you see, it sounds great on paper just to sit behind and then wait till the last lap and make your move, but you don't know what JJ Reds is going to do. They're not necessarily teammates of any sort, so it really just depends on what all the guys around you do, and whoever makes the correct decision is going to win this race.
I can predict it right now. Razor is not going to be sitting behind this Nix machine. He's going to be going right around him, because like soon as he gets this little draft, as he's getting a little bit of a draft on the front straightaway, as soon as he goes up to Nix Designs, he stalls out, and that's just going to have a run for JJ behind him, which he could easily just dive to the inside and force Razor out. So you definitely want to be a leader in this sort of situation, so you have somewhat of a control. As Razor hits the wall at a turn number 2, and he's going to lose at least 3 or 4 spots right here, because there's no open doors for this guy to go back in. Oh my goodness. Very unfortunate.
Yep. And that is what we're talking about. One mistake could end your chance to kiss the bricks. Razor gets into the outside retaining wall, falls back to 5th, and on top of that, JJ Reds inherits the race lead.
Coming up to 15 laps to go. The desperation is going to start setting in here soon. They're going to start really racing each other. We're seeing very calm racing so far. You see a little bit of a passing, but it's nothing like you're going to see here within 10 laps to go. It's going to start really ramping up. They're going to have 2 or 3 lanes going.
Speak of the devil, here comes King Cameron for the race lead. He's one of those drivers that hasn't led yet today. And talk about desperation, it's right on point. 2 by 2 for the top 6.
Look who's right back up in second. Razor racing it very aggressive. He blows turn 4, though. He's going to have to lift a little bit
out of
exit.
the rubber.
That's going to hurt him. And oh my goodness, somebody just DNF'd.
Yay, says no one ever. That's
down
old
to 12.
Goodwrench backs out. And that, you know what that means? More random drivers are going to become pipsqueaks. Woohoo! Yep, someone out back is absolutely a pipsqueak. I heard the engine. But the race lead is King Cameron off of turn number 2. 14 laps to go in the race. JJ Reds is there. Nix Designs as well. Razor, Ty, and Sniper. Any of these 6 could go to victory circle tonight. But the question is, which one is it going to be? Razor tries the outside again. No help.
You're going to roll the outside. You got to be really tight on the guys on the inside, because you have to keep that left side inside the traction compound that's on the racetrack to help your car turn. If not, you're going to be right out in no man's land, and you're going to be forced to lift here. He's still a little bit... He's pretty wide right here. He said you want to be as tight as you possibly can to the guy to your left, but it's so hard. It's very scary if you make contact with them, because it might send you right out to the wall. As we see there, 3 wide for the race lead down the back straightaway.
Give the advantage to Nix going into turn number 3. He has Razor on his outside, but in that traction compound and going to take the race lead. That's Nix Designs. Again, one of the drivers making his return to FRC tonight since his part-time campaign in the number 62 car in the Cup Series. Takes the race lead. Razor in second. He now comes down to block King Cameron, who is riding in third. If these guys continue to push each other hard, it could open a door for JJ Reds or maybe somebody else behind like Ty or Sniper. Do not count any of them out, as we are getting closer to the finish.
Closer to the finish, and we're seeing 3 lanes starting to form here. They keep doing it, 3 wide down the back straightaway. Razor takes their lead, splits through the gap there in the middle.
A power move
Erie
by
takes
Razor.
the lead, but it's just
Now-
going to open up to the door for King Cameron.
He goes wide. Here comes Cameron to the inside. Contact made between the two. Tires touch on turn number 4. And on top of that, imagine being King A, the driver who could go a lap down before the end of this race, watching hell unfold behind him for the race lead and for the Indianapolis 500. I don't even know if I can say that, but I did.
This might...
Two cars hard into the wall. Multiple cars in the fence right there. I don't know exactly who that was. It may have been Sniper Hyper.
JJ
Yes, it
Reds
was.
and Sniper.
Sniper and JJ in the fence. Two cars in it. They stay green, but both drivers' chances at the Indy 500 have been dashed. JJ has damage. Sniper does not. And now there were 4. Yep, no DNFs. As we are
Within
now at
10
10
laps
laps
to go
to
here.
go. Yep, the white is 99, the checkered is 200, and there are 4 guys racing for all the marbles here. What an unfortunate case of events, though, for Sniper and JJ Reds. They were both in the fight to win, and both end up in the outside retaining wall.
3 wide for the race lead. You do not want to be 3 wide when you're entering up to this lap car, so they want to get single file here.
Yep, and really the odd man out would be Razor if he stays on the outside when everybody else gets low. But Nick's Designs has clear for the race lead off of turn number 4, and this is where things are about to get crazy.
Look at that draft from that lap car. It's going to suck Razor right up to him here. Massive slingshot down the front straightaway. Easily goes past Nick's Designs. He's going to go to the inside there, try to get by them. They fall back single file. Easily going to get by this lap car.
New leader, the 9 car, Razor off of turn number 2. He's side by side with Nix on the outside, has King Cameron behind him. The question is, will he go 3 wide? No, but he does go to the inside. Nix in the lead, Cameron second, and, excuse me, wow, words, Razor third. Had a little bit of a trip up there, but don't forget Ty. He's also in this mix as well, battling for the race lead with less than 10 to go. Two by two for the top position. Ken Cameron, that's not his name. King Cameron has the top spot. Nick's Design second. Razor with him in third. And don't forget Ty in fourth. The 2 drivers behind them are not in the picture for the race win. As they continue down, it was 2 by 2, now 3 wide for second, but the race lead belongs to Nix into 3. Just a few laps to go in the Indianapolis 500. Look at Razor to the outside, Cameron to the inside. So look at Nix on the bottom, trying to block all 3 lanes. It's not going to work. Here comes Razor to the outside. Cameron tries the inside, not any room for leverage. $25 and a Indianapolis 500 win is on the line. The first ever in FRC. Who's going to get it done? Lap 193 of 200. Razor has the spot, but Nix wants to take it and look for Cameron to go 3. Doesn't quite get there this time. They're going to stay 2 by 2. Now you see, if all 4 of these guys crash, Sniper Hyper, even though he's on the other half of the racetrack, could have a shot here to steal one if all hell breaks loose. But we'll hope for the best here as they're 3 wide for the race lead again. Call it 2, Razor and Nix. Ever since they got out front together in their pit cycle, they have been fighting tooth and nail for the race lead. And while they do that, it gives King Cameron an opportunity. He wants to go 3. The question is, will he do it? Not quite that time by. Pushing the 15 car, Nix and Cameron are friends, is something to remember as we get down to the end of this race. But you know that any of them want to win this Indianapolis 500 because of how long it is, the amount of detriment, the amount of blood, sweat, and tears that goes into not only putting this event on, but racing your way through it, as we have been green since 8:30. Guess what? It is now 11:20 at night here on the East Coast. Lap 195 is here, and we're at 4 laps to go. Could it be a win for Nix to become...
Oh, major contact between Nix and Razor there that he almost turned him there.
Told you they don't like each other.
That was close. That was close.
Cameron's trying 3 wide on the bottom. Ty is supporting Razor, while Cameron supports Nix. As here they go barreling into 3. 4 laps to go for the Indianapolis 500. Will it be Razor, who is trying to become the record leader in the Cup Series for most wins in a season? Will it be Nix, who's making his FRC return tonight? Or how about King Cameron, a championship competitor in the Cup Series? Or Ty? Here they go, 3 to go. Still 2 by 2. If a caution comes out now, the race ends under yellow, so they've got to get back clean if they want to race for this win. Nix Designs leads, King Cameron to the inside, and a bunch of lap cars ensue.
3 wide for the race lead. King Cameron's going to lift off there and let them go by here. But if I'm going to win this race, I believe Racer is in the best position right now. If you are able to roll that outside off the turn 4, we've seen this outside line surge ahead across that start-finish line. So that's definitely going to be a strong lane. I don't think these other guys are really realizing that yet. But if you take a look at Razor, almost every single lap, he is surging right past that leader across the start-finish line on that outside.
Excuse me, this time by is 3 laps to go, and any of these 4 could take the checkered flag today. Could it become a photo finish for the first ever Indy 500 in the FRC? We'll have to find out. But you're watching history live on the FRC network. Going into turn number 3, Nick's Designs, Razor, 2x2. Looking at King Cameron behind them. They are single file on back, but coming through turn number 4 to meet 2 laps to go, and Nick's is out of the race! Oh my goodness, Nick's lags out with 2 to go! What has happened to Nick's? It's now a 3-horse race. Cameron, Ty, and Razor. 2 to go in the race. Nick's is done, and we're going to have a race to the checkered.
Wow, you could not have predicted that.
Absolutely not. He was fighting for the win in the Indy 500 and now is 12th. But the 3 guys racing for the Indy 500 were 3 wide. Now back to 2 down the back straightaway. Look at them into 3, nose to tail. I could not call out a winner if I tried. Here they come off of turn number 4. This time by, it's going to be 1 lap to go, presented by the FRC Network. 3 wide for the race lead, 3 wide for the win. This is where all the marbles come down to. It's the final lap of the Indianapolis 500. Cameron gets clear into 1. But look out, because here comes Ty and Razor side by side down the back straightaway. Now going to get in line. Look at Razor to the outside lane. He wants this more than anybody. A winner in so many different divisions of racing, trying to add another one to his list. Here they are into 3.
Can't let Cameron clear him. He has to stay close to him. Cameron's clear here. If he drifts up into the outside lane, which he's gonna.
But look out for Ty, down to the inside lane. Who's going to win the Indy 500? Nick's is back. It's too late. Ty, 57-31, is an Indy 500 champion. For the first time in FRC history, the Indianapolis 500 has been complete, and it belongs to Ty, 57-31. He is the Indianapolis 500 champion. And mind you, this
Cameron
man won
second,
the pole as
Razor
well.
third.
What a finish.
Oh
For
my goodness.
the first time. How about it for Ty? Gonna go try to do some donuts. Ty wins. Cameron second. Razor third. And we'll hear from our race winner. And what in the hell was that?
What a driver. He had to battle back and drive his way to the front. He was way back in the pack moments ago, like 50 laps ago. He was nowhere near the lead pack. He was able to push up front and stay there, just trailing behind these leaders and pass them when the moment mattered.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, we were saying it. We were watching Nick's and Cameron and Razor, but we almost forgot about Ty, who he won the pole for this race, showed his speed early, and is going to victory circle.
I always say it's not always good to show your cards before the the last lap. Like those 3 cars, Nick's Designs, Razor, and Cameron being super aggressive, not knowing Ty back there was just cruising. Just waiting for that opportunity, and it gave a massive window when Nick's Designs lagged out there, and he just took full advantage of it, surprised both of those guys, and he is the Indianapolis 500 winner.
How about it for him? We'll have a word with him coming up here shortly as I'm just quickly writing down results. But how about that? We're really happy to have you here with us, John. Wow, I'm glad you were able to make it because this is a preview for IUC coming up.
I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
it's the same tune, so.
Yeah, and you know, we have been talking about doing an Indy 500 in here since 2022, and every single year I gave another excuse on why we shouldn't do it, and this year was the year that we finally got the cards together, played them right, and we're sitting here at the virtual Indianapolis Motor Speedway with an Indy 500 champion. And coming up next, we're going to talk to him. All right, John, I'm going to have you go into the FRC server and hop into the booth channel. I'll meet you there.
All right.
Okay, I'm not sure why it's not letting me bring him in here, so just give me 1 second. There might be something to do with this guy. Hey Ty, it's Frosty and the boys in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, what's up, Frosty?
Indianapolis 500 champion. Coming all the way down to the wire. We couldn't call out a winner because it was that close. But you just made history, my friend. On the final night of our 5-year anniversary celebration, you just won the first ever Indianapolis 500. Talk us through your emotions and how you were able to get her done.
Thank you. I gotta thank all my teammates. You know, Cameron, Razor, Hyper, Nick. Even if he lagged out, that sucks so much for him. But I gotta thank those guys so much. We just had a perfect strategy. Just worked together all race, kept a clean nose, and was able to pull it off at the end. Sucks I had to steal it from a teammate, but you know, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do to win it in the Indianapolis 500.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You are kissing the brakes and drinking the milk here tonight. But talk me through just, again, the longevity of that race. 200 laps, and from start to finish, you showed your speed, winning the pole for the race, leading some laps, and ending up in P1. Just how good does it feel to be able to call yourself the first and only Indy 500 champion in FRC?
Feels awesome. I mean, I feel very tired right now, but it is all.
Yeah, absolutely, man. John, you got anything?
I mean, I want to see what's going through your head, man. Like, sitting back there, that was a very veteran move. You just sitting back and not really showing your cards until when it mattered there at the end, having to race your teammate. And I've always said, you know, I'm teammates with you until the white flag. So I'm glad to see you make the move there and put yourself in a good position and come out of the Indianapolis 500 champion. Good job, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, years of experience right there.
Oh, man, congratulations. You are the Indy 500 champion. Go celebrate and go sleep, man. This has been a long night, but thank you so much for being here with us tonight. I got one more question for you. Would you like to see an FRC IndyCar series in the future?
Absolutely. This was amazing. This was fun. Even if it was 200 laps, it was lots of fun. And I'm sure we'll have some great racing.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations again. You are the Indy 500 champion.
Thank you. Good night, guys.
Have a good night. So that's going to do it here for the FRC Indy 500, interviewing our race winner, Ty 5731. Well, some closing remarks here from us. What a race that was, being able to make it all 200 laps. I somehow didn't fall asleep, so I'm pretty proud of myself for that. John, what are your takeaways?
This is a crazy race. Could not expected what happened there with 2 laps to go with Nick's Designs lagging out. Definitely threw a damper in their finish there, and man, you could not have predicted Ty to come out here and be the champion after seeing Razor and Nick's Designs and Cameron pretty much dominating the last half of this race. But overall, it seemed like it was a very good race. Everybody had fun. Unfortunately, we have 11 cars left in the field, but you know, they still put on a show there at the end, and yeah, overall, I think it was a great race.
Yeah, a lot of fun that was, and that just makes me so excited for the IEC IndyCar Series that's going to be coming up here in just a few short weeks. But from all of us, that was the FRC Indy 500. We hope you all enjoyed. This was a special, special night for the FRC as we're watching Ty do some big burnouts in that IndyCar. I don't think they do that in real life because, you know, it'd make their engine explode. But we're super happy for Ty. We're stoked. And that's going to call it the end of the day here for us. So on behalf of everybody in the FRC, thank you for joining us for our first ever Indy 500, and we hope to see you again soon. Have a good night, everybody.